Boo! 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 Hi! Hi. Sorry, I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait any longer to start the stream. But hello. Hi, Chamberlain Ramp and Apple Rampers. Hello, Chamberlain Rampers. Hi, Chamberlain Rampers. Hi, Chamber Pampers. Hello, everyone. Are there any rappers in the house today? Maybe a couple rappers here, maybe a few. Hi. Boo. Did I scare you or not? Let me know in the let me know in the comments down below if you were scared or not. Let me know. Okay? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know let me know if you like this video by smashing that like button and by smashing that subscribe button and by annihilating that like button or kicking that dislike button if you didn't like it. Let me know. Did you guys know that apparently the like back to dislikes YouTube dislikes extension isn't real, like it's not true? Did you guys know that? You know how there's always somebody that dislikes my stream like 2 times? Like twice? I always have 2 dislikes on my stream. Did you know that? And I didn't, yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know if there's actually somebody disliking my streams 2 times, or if it's the back to dislikes feature. Like saying that there's some dislikes on the video. So I checked my channel analytics, and apparently I'm not getting dislikes, and apparently that's like the back to dislikes viewer. And this whole time for like 3 years I thought there was someone disliking my streams 2 times when really no one was, and it was all a facade. It wasn't even true. I feel so confused and upset because I thought throughout this entire journey there was someone watching every one of my streams and hitting dislike every time, and they were my one source of consistency within my streaming. My one source, okay, went away. Now they're not even real. It was the phantom disliker. I thought they were around this whole time when really it don't even seem to be that way. Yeah. We're here waiting for Rabbit. Didn't know this place was back up yet. Yes, we are so back, guys. We're so back. The Rabbit house is back. Okay, Bread is back. Yippee. However, I am conflicted. In this because I kind of enjoyed my little holiday, being a little tourist around the town. And you know when you're like, I don't know, you know when you're like in school and there's a class and there's a teacher that's really awful to you, and you're like, oh, you know, at least like it's helping me learn, you know, and this teacher's, you know, they're a pretty good teacher even if they're like really horrible, you know, they're still like pretty good even if they don't care about me, and even if they're a bit mean, you know, at least they're, and a little unfair sometimes, they're still pretty good, and I think this class is okay, so I'll keep going. And then you go to the next year you have another class and the teacher's great and nice and kind to you, and everyone seems really nice and kind, and you're like, whoa, is this what being in a good class feels like? Wow, I had it really bad before. I don't know. Now, I like consistency and I like routine, okay? And I know in my little heart, in my heart of hearts, that I'm gonna want to go back to what I know because it's what I know. But I feel like the other place is really good. So like, but I don't want to split the champies up. And that's the tricky bit, because if you have, okay, you know, for example, I'll bring something up. You know why Discord servers never work? like they're never good. And if you have a bread and you have a Discord server, that's never gonna work. Because half of the people are going to be on the Discord server and half of the other people are going to be in the bread. So that means you have less people in both places and you don't just have everyone in one place. And that creates some kind of divide, right? And that's what's tricky, because it's like I don't want to cause any divide and I don't want to think that one's better than the other. So I will propose something, okay? How about Champyons post in both places twice? Okay? If you say Giggles is humble as pie, okay, in the bread, then you can go to the other bread and say Giggles is humble as pie, and then you can post it twice. Yay! Yay! You play! You play! You play! That's an awful idea. What? What do you mean that's an awful idea? It's a great idea. What do you mean? It's the best idea I've ever come up with. Come on, what's your problem in life? It's a good idea. Or we could do a vote, because this is a democracy, and we could figure it out. We could do a vote. And I like birthplaces. Objectively bad? Well, what do you guys propose I do, as we're in a democratic public? What should we do? Yeah, I think we should give it some time. I do agree with that sentiment, but I like knowing what the plan is. I don't like not having a plan. I'm not like that kind of person that's like, oh, I'm gonna play it by ear and, you know, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't want to just go with the flow. You know? I want to, like, have a plan. I like having a plan. You know when someone says, what's the plan, Stan? I like having the plan, Stan. Okay? Yeah. Huh? The mods are gay? Did you see those leaks? Cringe? No, because I don't care. It doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, really. I don't know. I don't really care. I knew they were gay. I didn't need... Listen, is this really a shock to anybody? I'm not shocked. I don't need proof or evidence. I'm gonna be alright. Good enough for me. I always ask my dad, what's the plan, man? No, you don't. I think you just made that up. Yeah. What's the plan, Jackie Chan? Stop! Stop. Stop. Okay, please don't. Don't. Oh, what's the plan, little man? I like that. Little man has been very kind these last few days, actually. Actually, did you know that? Little man's been sweet as a pie recently. He's been hanging out. He honked this morning and he gave me a kiss. He was just being really kind. And I really appreciated that about him. Yeah, he's like the man of the house. It's true. Yeah. Is he taking good care of little lady? Yes, every time I see him, he's giving her a kiss. And when I get little lady, I pop her on this little couch so I can do a medicine. It's just easier for me if she's up on like a higher platform. And it's so cute because I always because little man's always there watching and making sure that I'm taking good care of her while I'm giving her a medicine. He always like puts his little hands like on the edge of the couch and watches. I'll have to take a photo of it one day. But I try to make little lady being up there as quick as possible. So yeah, it's really cute. He's being such a good boy recently and really taking care of her, being a really good boy. Yeah, a very good husband too to his wife. Yes, and look, wait, let me show you. I took a photo of her this morning. Hang on. Where is it? we share a dream and sing with one voice. I am Australian. Okay, here we go. I have the. So I've had that song in my head. Eh, is this little lady? Hey, little lady! Hey, look how cute she is. Look, I took a photo of her today. Look at her. Wait. Wait. I'm getting it. Oh my god, little lady! Oh my god, I love her. I love her. Look at her. She's with her little Miffy toy. Yeah, she has a Miffy toy. Do you guys know Miffy? Miffy, a sweet little bunny. Miffy, a smart little bunny. Miffy, a sweet little bunny. Yeah, look at little lady and Miffy. They're the best of friends, really, and they quite like each other. No, you know what? That's not true, because I took this photograph and then I gave her her medication, and then little lady took all of her anger out on Miffy. She started biting her and I was like, little lady, get off of her! She started attacking her for no reason. So I did have to break it up and get little lady to somewhere else, away from Miss Miffy. Yeah. Yeah. Poor little thing. Poor little thing. Yeah. She's an animal. She was like a little animal. She did have a tantrum. And for no apparent reason either. Like, I know she doesn't really like how medication tastes. I think she thinks it tastes a bit yucky. But she's still such a sweet girl, and everyone loves her more than anything. So she should be kind. Yeah. Send treats or you get dumbs. No, I did give her a little treat. I gave her a bit of the cookie. The cookies that I made them almost ran out, by the way. They've only got a little bit of cookie left. Which, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe I gotta make them some more cookies. Yeah. How is she doing? She's doing alright. Like, as far as medically wise, she seems to be doing okay. She has slowed down quite a lot. She's mostly laying down. And you can tell, like, she's in the position when she's laying that's, like, the best kind of position for her, tumor. Poor thing. So, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see her like that, but you know, sorry. Yeah, but she's doing okay. Yeah, she's all right. She's still in good spirits, and when she gets up, she does gallop around like a little horse, as she usually does, which is really sweet of her. And yeah, she's been doing all right. Even though like things have been a little tricky, she still seems to be doing the best she can. Yeah. Still doing the best she can. Yeah. Does she neigh? No, she doesn't neigh, but she does. She does snaz, yeah. Ah, yeah. That's true. That's how I feel right now. I'm going, like that because I get nervous. It's making me nervous. It makes me nervous as a pie. Yes. They haven't actually fixed any of the code still. Really? How do you know? How do you know? Have you seen? I feel like people are saying shit like that, but like, how do you know that they haven't fixed the code? Because like they could have fixed the code and you just cannot see the fixes that they have done in the code because the UI hasn't changed, right? But like they would have had to fix the code, otherwise they wouldn't have taken it away for so long, right? They said? Did they? Where's this dev blog? Okay, where is it? I'm sorry. Remember, we are all here for you, sending love and prayers for little lady and all of you. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I do really appreciate that. Dev blog is up. Where? Developers. As a developer, I would say that that's not true. Okay. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. She doesn't know? With websites, you can see a decent amount of code. There's 2 parts, a front end and back end, and we can see the front end. Yeah, but isn't like the back end the important part that would be stopping things from getting hacked? I don't know. I actually did some studying of HTML, so I know about what the front end and the back end is, actually. The internet is a series of tubes. No, it's not! No, it's not. That's not true. The internet is not a big truck. Yeah, it is. Fixing the code seems like it would be extremely difficult for them to have gotten done by this point. Fixing the code seems like it would be... You know what? It would be very hard to fix a teenage boy's code from like... How fucking long ago? Like decades ago at this point. That's essentially what they're doing. It's like code from a teenage boy and then some code built on it. I'm still pretty skeptical. Like, I haven't gotten too excited yet because I'm kind of skeptical about it, but I guess we'll see. I guess maybe we should wait a week and see if it's still up in a week and then, like, kind of make our decisions from there. So, yeah. That's kind of, I think, the best thing to do. It was very outdated and old. I'm glad they didn't change the UI, though. That would be horrible. That's one of the things I enjoy about it is that the UI hasn't changed. So it's like just comfy when you go back, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if there's some bumps in the road and more stuff to fix. Yeah. I guess it depends. I don't know. I was like sad for a few days, but to be honest, I don't really care now. I don't know. Is that bad? It's crazy. I thought I would care like way more than I do. Like, I care a little bit, but like, there seems to be a fine alternative, so I don't care that much. I do and don't exactly. I like routine and I like having a big community. It's nice having it being an active and big community of people. And it definitely got smaller when people broke off into different groups and everything. So, you know, that's something that I didn't like about it, but I don't know. You never know, you never know. Yeah. It was a little tricky at first when we didn't know where to go. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Smaller is good. No, it's not. No, it's not because I don't know. Smaller for some places is good, but like some of the fun parts are seeing like how like everyone reacts to different things. Like the stuff with Gura and everything, I would have loved to have been like a fly on the wall and see what everyone was talking about. It was like so boring, like no one's talking about anything, and usually people freak out and it's like interesting to see what people are saying. But like, I don't know. Imagine what it would have been like. I don't know. But I don't know. Like stuff like that is why it's still fun. Oh, let me read this. Ew, why'd they do it on Tumblr? Come on, are you kidding me? On the afternoon of April 14th, a hacker used a UK IP address. Who is it? Who was it? Neppy! 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 Oh, hi, Sawa. Hi, Sawa. Hi, Sawa. Hi. Neppy did it. Neppy was sick of all of this. Hi, Miss Sawa-sama. How are you today? You doing good? You know what we need to do, Miss Sawa? We need to do a stream where we talk about cryptids. Because I've been wanting to do that for ages. And I did my own cryptid stream, so I've been learning a little bit about it. But it would be super fun to chat about soon, if you wanna. Anyway, let me keep reading this. A UK IP. That's interesting that they were from the UK. Address exploited and you know what? If they're in the UK, and assuming they weren't using a VPN and they were stupid, assuming, they could get in big trouble. Isn't the UK like really bad for that kind of thing? Like the UK is pretty serious when it comes to like legal things. They're pretty on top of it from what I know. But I don't know. Any UK champies know? Actually don't. I don't want Neppy to go to prison. Imagine like they finally find the hacker and they put it on the internet and it's just a photo and they're like, we can't actually tell you who it was, like who did it for privacy for whatever reason. Like imagine they're like that, but we found a sketch. There's a sketch that we found of the person of the culprit, and it's just like a sketch of like a little rabbit with like a flower on her head, and people like who is this? And then I know, but I can't say any. I wouldn't say anything, you know. Yeah. And it's just that being up. Yeah. He should have been more prudent with updating the site. I'm surprised he didn't sell it off at this point. Anyway, let me just keep reading this. I'm very surprised he didn't sell it off because I feel like with any like slight pushback or trouble, he's the kind of fellow that would totally have done like something or sold it off or whatever. Okay. A hacker using a UK IP address exploited an out-of-date software package on one of the servers via a bogus PDF upload. With this entry point, they were eventually able to gain access to one of 4chan's servers, including database access and access to our administrative dashboard. The hackers spent several hours exfiltrating database tables and much of the source code. When they had finished downloading what they wanted, they began to vandalize 4chan, at which point moderators became aware. Like, how could they have not become aware earlier? Like, is anyone able... Like, surely they would have... With a website with so many people, you should have been able to know as soon as someone with a different IP address got into the servers. Like, they should be more... Oh my god, that's crazy negligence on their part. They should have someone checking for that. I hope now they do. And 4chan servers were halted, preventing further access. Over the following days, 4chan's development team surveyed the damage, which, to be frank, was catastrophic. While not all of our servers were breached, the most important one was, and it was due to simply not updating old operating systems and code in a timely fashion. Ultimately, this problem was caused by having insufficient skilled man-hours available to update our code and infrastructure, and being starved of money for years by advertisers, payment providers, and service providers who would succumb to external pressure campaigns. Whoa. Wait, why don't they have money? Didn't they create that pass? The pass or whatever? You know what? Apparently all of the the pass users' emails got were stored somewhere, and I guess they would have had to store them somewhere for that reason. But it's crazy to me that yeah, you must have a 4chan gold to access this. No, but I'm so glad I didn't sign up. Any VIPs here? Anyone? Like, I wasn't even worried about it, luckily, but I feel like I'd be shaking in my boots if I was a VIP at that point. For the passes, yeah, because you can reset your password and they set reminder emails and stuff. Yeah, it was slow as fuck. Yeah, because what kind of nerd is going to post with the other VIPs? That's such like that's so lame. Guys, we don't pay to use the site. We pay to use a free website because we're too dumb to fill out the captcha. Imagine signing up. That's so dumb. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Glad I'm cheap. I'm way too cheap to do that. Yeah. I'm too cheap, and honestly I'm glad that I was, because yeah, it would have been over for me. It would have really been over. Oh, hello Miss Lake, by the way. Did you see half of Paul's users are from Israel? Yeah, what a fucking surprise! What a surprise! Huh? Was anyone surprised by any of this, okay? The Jannies were gay, and half of the people from Polar from Israel? Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god! I'm so shocked! I'm so shocked! Wow! Wow! That's crazy. I'm glad to hear they didn't get your info. Yeah, I mean, I think they have... I feel like for the amount of people posting and the amount of different IP addresses and stuff, it would be so stupid to store every single IP that's ever posted. However, I would have loved to see what my... because I've been banned, obviously. Everyone here has been banned. I would love to see the personal reason. I don't know if you guys realized, but it was the actual way that the Jannies were able to ban people. There was a part in there with a personal reason where you would explain why you banned them. I would have loved to see the personal reasons as to why it's like, oh, this fool said that I don't know that they disagreed with me in saying that High School DxD was a good anime and that was a good plot. She called me a Kuma. I must ban her now. You got banned for that. It's like, what? This is probably such random, silly things to do it for. This you know, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. But anyway, let's keep reading this. It's interesting to see. Hiki's a Janny, right? Hey, I mean, you could figure that out if you wanted. You could figure it out. I'm obviously not. I think all of their stuff got leaked or whatever. So there we go. Not a Janny, guys. There were some people saying for ages that I was a Janny for some reason. I mean, is there anyone with an email? Like, okay, if I was, my email would be really obvious because all of my emails, to be honest, are themed on very obvious aspects about me. So it would not be very it would be very obvious. I'm not smart enough to use a throwaway email for anything. But yeah, if you really want to, you can. They will find your government name, Kiyomi Pyon. Mods! Mods! Stop. Alright, let's keep reading this. In April 2024, we had agreed on specs and began looking for possible... What? Wait, hang on. We began a process... Where's the campaign? We had begun a process of speccing new servers in late 2023, as many have suspected. Until that time, 4chan had been running on a set of servers purchased secondhand by Moot a few weeks before his final Q&A. What? That was years ago! Years ago! As prior to then, we simply were not in a financial position to consider such a large purchase. Advertisers and payment providers willing to work with 4chan are rare, and are quickly pressured by activists into cancelling their services. Putting together the money for new equipment took nearly a decade. Come on! Come on, you lazy bastards! It did not! You didn't even try! You didn't even try! In April 2024, we had agreed on specs and began looking for possible suppliers. Money is always tight for us, and few companies were willing to sell us servers, so actually buying the hardware wasn't a trivial problem. We managed to finalize a purchase in June, and had the new servers wrapped and online in July. Over the next few months, we slowly moved functionality onto the new servers, but we had still been relying on the old servers for key functions. Everything about this process took much longer than intended, which is a recurring theme in this debacle. The free time that 4chan's development team had available to dedicate to 4chan was insufficient to update our software and infrastructure fast enough, and our luck ran out. However, we have not been idle during our nearly 2 weeks of downtime. The server that was breached has been replaced, and the operating systems and code were updated to the latest versions. PDF uploads have been temporarily disabled on those boards that supported them, but they will be back in the near future. One slow but much beloved board F Flash will not be returning, however, as there is no realistic way to prevent similar exploits using SWF files. We are bringing on additional volunteer developers. Oh, that's so sad. No! Is there an archive of them at least? We are bringing on additional volunteer developers to help keep up with the workload, and our team of volunteer Jannies and moderators remains united despite the grievous violations some had suffered to their personal privacy. So are they still there, all of them? So all of them are still around? Yeah, there's an archive. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. As long as there's like an archive of it and those things can still be accessed. I think having things archived is important, obviously, for the history of these kinds of things. So, however, you know, it's like, I don't know. I guess it depends, right? They all got full doxed? Really? Like everything? Where was that information stored about them? Like, how could they even have found that information? IP address? Oh, I see. And then from the email. Oh, I guess they would have needed the email for logging in, I guess, right? They were using their real emails? Oh. So was it just the people that were using their real emails, or...? Okay. Guys, if you're ever signing up to websites, especially like this, use a throwaway email, please. Don't use something that you need to, that is attached to anything else. Any social media or anything. It's not a good idea. Okay. They should have used our sponsor, insert VPN service. It's just better to not have a static IP. I actually didn't even know if my IP was static enough until or not until I started using the other what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. A lot of people are using their college emails too. Oh no, no one was using a .gov email. No, oh, that's good. Wait, was someone actually using a .gov email or not? Who was... Well, that's good. Oh, dynamic? Yeah. The .gov thing was a rumor that turned out to be fake. Oh. Wow, who would have thought? Who would have thought the feds have better things to do? Oh, thank you so much. You like my accent? I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you like Australia, I did a stream yesterday where I was talking about Anzac Day, if you'd be interested in checking it out. If you want to learn more about Australia at some point. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, let's finish this off. Let's keep reading this. So... We are bringing on additional volunteer developers to help keep up the workload, and our team of volunteer janitors. Guys, is any volunteer developers here? Anyone? It's back. No other website can replace it or this community. No matter how hard it is, we are not giving up. Oh, well, that's quite nice. Someone commented, thank you, but can you get rid of the stupid-ass cooldowns that can only be bypassed by entering your email or paying? Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. That's the one thing that I'd really appreciate. Get rid of that. Because I think that's causing some problems for some people. Nom, nom, nom. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing. That means a lot. Yeah. I say splendid work on the team. Let's double the journey wages. I'd say let's triple it. Let's triple it. Some of some, if those ban reasons were insane too, and they need to ban certain countries from posting. I feel like it doesn't make sense to ban an entire country, but like maybe entire regions, like, or something. I don't know. Wasn't Australia banned? No. No. Maybe from specific... Maybe from posting in specific places. Yeah, you just didn't really like us, but that's okay. It's okay. But yeah, sorry to start the stream in such a way, but I thought it would be good to mention and to talk about it today. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Let me just stretch. It was Brazil? Really? That's interesting. I don't know why though. They seem to be fine, the Brazilians. If I want to post from Loach Lake, I should be allowed. No, you shouldn't! Listen, okay? Listen here, okay? No one from the Loach Lake or Lagoon is able to post, okay? Nor are you able to go on my stream. I've banned it. And I've banned any VPNs too, so you can't put on a VPN, okay? If you're in the IP around Loach Lake or Loach Lagoon, you're going to have to be not able to do it, okay? Yeah, no loaches. If I smell a stinky little fishy loach around my servers, I'm going to have to do something nuclear, okay? No more of that. No more. Let my people post. No. All you guys do is go blop, 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 blop. That's all you post. You go blop, 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 blop all the time, okay? And it's not good, okay? So stop. Stop. Loach Lake. Yeah, no more Loach Lakey, okay? No more dinky loaches around. Yeah. No more. They all go plop, plop, plop. And how can you guys even post properly? You have fins. Okay? You only have fins. You don't even have fingers. How are you supposed to post with no fingers? Yeah. Stupid. Stupid. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, guess what? I want to talk about something real quick. Now, this may be in a few weeks, but I just wanted to bring it up, okay? Because I thought it would be humble to bring it up or whatever, but, you know, I don't know. But it's nothing... I don't know. It's kind of bad for you guys, but it's good for me. I don't know. It's exciting for me, but it's not exciting for you. Sorry. I don't know if that's a good way to put it. But, yeah, so basically my mama, she said to me that, that I might be able to go, on a little trip to see my cousins. And these would be my cousins that I haven't seen in a long, long time. And like, maybe like a decade or something. So, yeah. It would be in a few weeks, though. I won't say exactly where I'm going, but I'll just talk about it like this. I'm going somewhere where they talk like this, and it will be very exciting. God, that was really... No, more like this. Yes, they're going to be like this, and it's been a very long time since I've seen them. Yeah. Yes! Yeah. I'll be gone for just under 2 weeks. Which will be really cool. Yeah. I'm not going to Kenya. No. Like this. This is... Oh. My cousin. He talks like this. Well, he doesn't talk like this anymore because he's older now, but he does talk like this. Hi, Kiki. Hi. He talks like this. Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a surprise. I didn't know that I'd be going to see them. However, it's kind of a good so yeah, I don't know how much to talk about it with as far as this stuff goes, but my cousins, they've been working really hard, and one of my cousins just got a really good like job opportunity. And he is going to be going to I think Scotland for a while, maybe like a few months. So this is like kind of an opportunity where I can see them before they go. And also it's gonna be like a free trip because they're flying us out there, which is gonna be really nice. Yeah, because I really want to see us, and my auntie, she can't come to Australia even though she really wants to come, because she's busy taking care of my cousins. Even though she doesn't really need to, she doesn't really want to leave them, and she'd rather them all go together, and it's very expensive to go to Australia. But yeah, it will be really exciting. Yeah, the actor. So I mean, I don't want to be too much about it, but yeah, it's really exciting, and yeah, I haven't gone in a long time, but it's gonna be really cool. Hopefully, we can do some touristy stuff, but we're gonna be staying with my cousins in their house. Which will be really nice. It may be a bit busy, but they do have a puppy dog, which will be really exciting to see him. Yeah, so that'll be really nice. A little puppy dog. Yeah. Is one of your cousins nappy? No, not nappy, but you know, it'll still be nice to go. Yeah. Yeah, it is. My dad has gone a few times, actually. I don't know if it's gonna be, like, really cold or not there. So I might need to buy, like, some... Like a nice coat or something before I go. Is it really cold? Anyone that's around there in that area at the moment? Is it cold? Like, will it be cold in a few weeks? What, is your cousin black? No. My cousins aren't black. Not that there's anything... Not that there would be anything wrong with that, but no, my cousins are not black. Is the accent I made sound like something like that? Thank you so much for the raid, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's warming up in the upper hemisphere, but I don't know specifically what it's like there. It'll probably be cold for me, but like great weather for everybody else. If that makes sense. Yeah. Chat, hello. Hi. Cause it's like sometimes I remember when my what's it called? I remember when my auntie came to visit us a long time ago. It must have been like... Because I went there a decade... It must have been a decade ago. And then she came like a few years later. So maybe like 8 years ago she came to visit us. And it was really nice. But she was like, oh my god, it's so hot. And we were all like, this is great weather. So it may be the same. I remember it was really cold when I went last time. Though, like, around Europe and stuff. Everyone in t-shirts and shorts while Kiki's in a winter coat. I do have a winter coat, though. I do. And it'll be really nice. Yes, yes. It depends on what you're used to. Yeah, I'm actually cold at the moment, you know. It's freezing in Australia right now. I don't know any Aussies right now that are around, but it's so cold. I'm so cold. I'm actually shivering my timbers. I've been shivering. I've been constantly cold the last few days. If anything, I have my heater on at the moment. In fact, I have it blaring. Let me actually put it on boost, because I'm freezing. How do I do this? Where's the boost button? Oh wait, it might be the one that's on my phone. It's starting to get cold down here. Yeah, it's starting to get cold here too, and I'm freezing. I'm really cold. Here we go. I have my heater on at 30 degrees Celsius at the moment. With a boost. Work! Why isn't it getting hotter? Hello? Hello? Oi! Hello? Something's moving. Is it on? Yeah, it's on now. Okay, good, good, good. You play. It's maxed out. That's so hot. I'm so cold. No, guys, I'm not even kidding. My toes are blue. My nails on my toes are like blue. My toenails at the moment are like purple, and my fingers are purple too. Like my tips of my fingers and my like blue. They're blue. They're so cold. My feet. My feet, no, like literally, my feet were so cold. I put my feet. I was sitting on the couch this morning before I started the stream today with little man, and my dad was there, and I put my feet on my dad because my feet were really cold and his legs were really warm, so I put my feet on my dad's legs, and he's like, "Oh my god!" He started yelling. He's like, "Your feet are so cold!" Oh my god! Get your feet off of me! And I'm like, "No, let me. Your legs are so warm." And I was like putting them on his leg. And he's like, "Woo, woo!" You know, like the Tom, like the from Tom and Jerry, like the Tom, like wow, like he was doing that. He was. My hands are so cold. It's freezing. Quick, splash water onto your fan to make it work better. I don't think that will make it work better. Yeah, it's been like 15 degrees for the past couple days. So cold. Yeah. Women do that where they assault men with their cold hands. My mom does too. Yes! I do that with my dad. I put my hands on my dad because my hands are cold. But my feet, like specifically, you know the day I was making my dad's cake, you know, with the icing and stuff, I was so cold. I was like so cold. I was shivering. I was literally shivering that day. I was so cold. I was actually shivering. I had my rabbit. I am wearing socks. Yeah, but my toenails are like blue. Yeah. I had my rabbit. I've got my rabbit pajama pants on and my Peter Rabbit top. They're like flannel pajamas. I'm wearing them right now because I'm so cold. As soon as I drove over here, I changed into my pajamas because I'm like freezing. I actually have a onesie that I could wear maybe if I get super cold, but I don't know. But it's so nice, this warm heat. Oh, I can't tell you guys, at my sister's house we don't have heating. Like we do, but like we kind of do. We have heating in her room and in my room, but the heater is not very good and it's on the other side of the room, so it doesn't really heat up the room as it should. So sometimes I go into my sister's room when she's not home and I turn the heater on, but like I don't like, the heaters aren't very good. And like kind of yesterday I was in the living room and I was watching TV and I was so cold. I put a blankie on and I was still so cold. Like it feels like I'm constantly freezing. Shiver me timbers. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down actually. It's getting a bit hot now. Yeah, I think it does. I don't know if it has bad insulation. It's like an old house. By the way, Mr. Tuxedo, my sister's cat, oh my god, we were eating dinner and Mr. Tuxedo was in my sister's room because he always tries to eat like the food if we have it out. And we put him in her room and we closed the door because we didn't want him having the food. And he was like, like over and over for like 30 minutes. And I was like trying to eat, but like all I could do was like, he was so upset. Yeah, and I feel so bad. Because he's just a little kitten. But it's like, you cannot have my potato. I had roast veggies last night. It was really good. But you're saying. And then after I gave him a kiss because I felt bad. Be kind. I do want to be kind, but I don't want to upset him. I don't want to upset him. But I can't. No, I do have a heart, but he was just fed too. But he really wanted it. It was even worse as well. Like, it was even worse the other day when what's it called? When I was having cake, because I had a little piece of cake, and oh my god, Mr. Tuxedo wanted that cake so bad. He's a curious kitten, but he's very little. He's very little. And he climbs on the couch. He's got such good balance. He'll climb on the back of the couch, and then you hear... Like, and it's like, what? What? Like, I just ignored him for like 1 minute because I was like getting comfy. And he was very upset that it wasn't the center of attention for like 5 seconds. Like, yeah, like, but then when he's loud no matter what I do, because then I'll pet him, I'll give him a pat, and then he'll like purr like an engine. like literally like I can't replicate it. I don't know how to do it, but it's like he purrs like a really loud, like literally like a car engine. It's like, can you be quiet? Does he like to sleep with you or your sister? With my sister. He really likes sleeping with my sister. He just like goes into her chest and like cuddles up there, like lays on her chest and like a little burrito, like in a little burrito under the blanket. And my sister has a habit of like when she gets up to go to work, she'll tuck him into bed because she'll get up and then it will wake Mr. Tuxedo up, and she'll grab Mr. Tuxedo and put him under the blanket and like chuck him into bed and he'll sleep like under the covers. It's so cute. I don't know how like he does that. Like he actually sleeps under the covers and then he's conked out like a little fellow. Yeah. Kitties are one of my favorite animals. I do quite like kitties. I think kitties are cute. Tux knows Champion needs to sleep on the end of Kiki's bed. No, get away from my bed. Get away from my bed. I do like the kitty though. He's just a little guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's really cute. I want to get him a little toy. Or something. Oh. I just have some coffee. Can't believe Australians need heating with 30 degrees weather. Quiet! Quiet! Okay, listen, I'm probably not a good example of like all Australians. I'm just a little baby. Because I'll say, oh, it's a bit chilly. And my dad's like, you're so dramatic. You were actually so dramatic. It is not cold at all. What's wrong with you? And I'll be like shivering. Like actually shivering. And my dad will be laughing at me like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I always say it like this. I say it's a bit nipply. Like that. It's a bit nipply. My dad, a bit nipply. Or something that my dad started saying that I say all the time is he'll say, it's a bit chillier, It's a bit chillier, And then I don't know why he does that. He's been doing that since I was little. A bit chillier, A chili, and then I go little chili, and I say it over and over again because I like saying it because it sounds good. It just feels good to say. Chili, chili, I like saying chili, it's a bit chili. What do you mean it's nappy? No, I mean it's a bit nipply, like that. No, nipply. Kiki needs to be kept wrapped up in blankets with hand warmers inside the blankets. Genuinely, because my hand... What is with that? Because it's been really bad this year and like last year specifically. But like my hands and feet in particular get so cold for no reason. But the rest of my body feels alright. Like maybe my shins and calves are a bit cold. But like my hands and feet are freezing. Even if they're in like... even if they're like in some kind of like mittens or like little socks or whatever. Yeah, maybe it's a circulation thing. No body fat. No. I have a fat heart. Do you have a pair of slippers? Yeah, I do have a pair of slippers. Hands and feet are pretty sensitive. Yeah, they like go red. They're like... the bottom of my legs and stuff have gone red recently. I don't know why. They have this like lovely red color that happens to them when I get cold. It's like, thanks, circulation. I really do appreciate it. That's great. How scary. Makes me feel like I'm a demon or something. You're a small rabbit? Well, I hope my rabbits don't get too cold. At least I don't have to really worry about the rabbits getting cold. It's more like having to worry about them getting hot. Because they have the fur coat. So I never have to worry too much about that. Which is really good. I do really appreciate it. I have super warm blood, so... What? You do not have super warm blood. That's not how it works. Actually, you cannot have super warm blood. That's not how it works. You can't have warm blood. That's not how it works, actually. Hope you're having a lovely day. Oh, thank you. I hope you're having a lovely day, too. Yeah, actually, it's not true. That's why you're cold. You don't have a fur coat. Well, I could wear a fur coat. Guys, maybe I should look... Oh, I don't know if it's a bad idea to do this, but I would love to like go have a look at some shopping. I want to buy a coat, like a little coat, just a little one, just a cute one. I already do have a coat. Maybe I can warm it. Oh, wait, should I see? Rabbit, jumper. I want to see what rabbit jumpers exist. Or rabbit sweater? You call them sweaters. Sweater. I would love a rabbit sweater or something. Yeah. Maybe I'll have a little look or whatever. I love wearing rabbit-themed items. They're my favorite. I always feel more comfortable and like happy and stuff if I've got a rabbit-themed piece of clothing on. Oh, there's lots of cute ones out there. I want a jumper, but one with like little man on it. Oh my god, look! Oh wow! Okay, sorry, this is really not what I was looking for, but look how cute this is. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. Wow, it's so lovely. Why is he wearing that? She loves her little bee dress. That's so cute. So cute. And humble. That's me if you even care. No, it's not. Be humble. Be humble. I love one for little lady. However, those kinds of dresses for rabbits, it can kind of be a bit constrictive on their necks. So I try to be pretty careful when it comes to clothing for rabbits. That rabbit better behave. Shush! 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 Don't say that again. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that again. Don't say that again. Do hairless cats need to wear clothes? I'd assume so if they live in like super cold climates and countries. I don't know. Let me just have a little crack. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, my neck's so much more cracky at the moment. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Should that be a worrying thing? I feel like that should be something to be a little worried about. If your neck is a bit more cracky. But anyway, we're going to be watching some animal videos today. That's what I set out to do. We kind of did 1 hour Zatsu. I apologize, but I mean, would it really be a Kiki stream without the 1 hour Zatsu? you know, like, you never know these days. Yeah. Something that I value is that one could probably write real thoughts and feedback without Discord moderator instantly sweeping it up. That always was such an insult to the level of discussion. Insult to Kiki as if she needs to be coddled. Yeah, but I mean, be kind, you know? Like, even though that won't happen, and not that I condone when that was happening, I do think you should be kind to me, okay? If you have any feedback or anything for me, always just make sure it's constructive. Because if it's not constructive, like, I'm not going to listen to it. I genuinely, I feel like some of the best ways that I have been able to improve my streams and content is through good advice that's come from Champyons or people that have watched my stuff, you know? So I encourage feedback, just as long as it's constructive and something that I can change, you know? Because sometimes it's like, comment on something that I can work on changing within my content with time, if that makes sense. You know, not just like, Kiki sounds bad. Kiki sounds bad. Kiki sounds poo-poo. Yeah. Kiki smells? Well, don't tell me that. I had a bath the other day. Also, no, I'm not stinky anymore, okay? Okay? You know what? Actually, you know what really changed my, it really changed my outlook on showering and hygiene. And, not, you know, obviously, you know, my year goal was always to fix my hygiene, you know, because that was something I really wanted to work on within myself. However, like, something that I'm like, ugh, like seeing people like VTubers being like, oh, I'm so stinky, guys. Ooh, I'm so stinky. Me. It's like, oh my god, shut up. You're not, it's like, be quiet. It's like, ew. Like, quiet. I'm like, this is actually really cringe now that I think about it. It's actually really cringe. Yeah. Ooh, guys. Oh my god. It's like, you shouldn't be proud of that. If I've like, if I was talking about being dinky or whatever, like, I genuinely, like, I want it, and like, I'm talking about it because I want to improve it in my life and about myself. You know, especially these days. I mean, that's not always been the case. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that I was like playing into that kind of thing. a few times, but it genuinely started pissing me off because if I was trying to like get better and like start showering more, people would be like, oh my god, Kiki, you're not gonna smell anymore, oh my god, I can't watch you anymore. It's like, if seriously, if whether or not you watch my content depends on how often I'm showering, then there's something fucking wrong with you. You know, you can't smell me, there's no smell-o-vision. You know, like, why are you watching me then? If, like, your appreciation of me is seriously just because I have trouble with showering. What? I don't know. You should strive to be better. And should you should want the person that you're supporting to be happy and healthy. Nom, nom, nom. Right? Am I crazy? Yeah, oh, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I don't know. Yeah. At this point, the stinky memes are on level with Ara Ara. It's really over... Exactly. It makes me want to die. It's like, oh my god. And the thing is, like, things that I've been doing for years, like, genuinely for years, like, and I didn't own any of this stuff. This isn't my thing or whatever. And it's something I'm trying to get away from anyway. But it's just like things that I've been doing for years. I see all of these VTubers doing nowadays for a trend. And I'm like, and these VTubers like, I was the first person to do this. I was actually the first person to ever do this kind of thing. Guys, I was actually the first person. Everyone else is copying me. It's like, no, it's so unoriginal, okay? And like, I was doing it for years, and it doesn't matter anyway. It's no competition. Like, why do you care? It doesn't matter. Like, it's just so crazy to me. I don't know. It's like, no, you weren't. Yeah. Well, really, the stuff that people fetishize with these kinds of things are actually things that you really shouldn't aspire for. Yeah. But it's okay. I don't know. I feel like people do what they want. As long as they're not hurting anybody, it doesn't bother me. It's just, like, it's just crazy sometimes seeing that stuff. Yeah. I like you improving, but also, I think there's, like, a healthy medium with that kind of stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, VTubers are real people. Whether or not, like, you know, if you want like a caricature of somebody, genuinely watch anime instead. Because people change and they evolve, and you know, sometimes they get better, sometimes they get worse. They can't always uphold like everything that you're wanting. So I think maybe like if you want like a caricature of someone like that, genuinely, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but anime is probably more well suited. Because as people, you know, sometimes people change and stuff. People also die when they are killed. Is that true? Is that true? I don't think that's true. What? You're real? No! Wait, are you guys real? No. 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 Are you real people? What are you guys doing? Are you sitting? Are you laying down? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Tell me. I'm pretty sure I'm not real. What? What are you guys doing? What device are you watching this on? Is anyone watching this on a TV? I'm sitting. I'm trying to build a train. Sitting at my desk. Sitting at my desk. I'm at my desk sitting. I'm sitting. Is everyone sitting at their desk? Slouching in my chair. Sitting cross-legged in my seat, but I'm old and my knees hurt. Playing Warcraft. I'm wearing my slippers. I'm sitting back in my seat. I'm doing the Dark Brotherhood questline, humble. I'm sitting in front of my computer watching you. I'm watching on my iPad. Sitting at my desk. I do, but because my monitor is an old TV? Oh, cool. Cool. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm watching YouTube, I'm on my laptop in my bed. I'm not gonna willingly sit at my desk and sit up and watch streams. You know, you have to turn to type. Studying my desk is to my right. My table with my books is to my left. Please concentrate on your studies, okay? I hope I'm not distracting you. That's because your tailbone is broken? No, it's not! No, it's not. One day I really need to get a new chair. That's something I should do. Kiki deserves full attention. No, because you know what? I don't really agree with that. Because there are some streamers that I enjoy, like, listening to. Most of the time, if I'm watching streams, unless I'm watching a video game, I am listening to them, like, while I'm doing other things. Like, I'll listen to streams... Every time I'm making thumbnails, I'm listening to streams. I'll listen to streams in the bath. I'll listen to streams on the toilet. I'll listen to streams while I'm eating. I'll listen to streams before bed. Okay? That's, like, the time I'm listening. I'm not watching. I'm doing other things as well. It's like a mix of things sometimes. Just depends. Thank you for following me. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Is that crazy? And thank you for following as well. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm listening to you right now on the toilet. What? Fair, fair. I can't say anything because I've done that before. It's really bad though. I take in my whole laptop. I take my laptop into the toilet sometimes. Because it's like, ugh, I don't want to leave it. I don't want to have to leave it in my room and then go to the toilet. Like I want to... And really it's more effort to take your laptop with you. But sometimes you just gotta... I don't know. And you know what? This is what I do when... Like, I'll do that in the day. I'll be watching my laptop when I'm relaxing. But then, if I'm just hanging out... If I'm just hanging out before bed, if I'm gonna go sleepy soon, I go from my big computer to my little computer and then I go on my phone. Yeah. You ever wonder if any of your viewers just happen to be naked right now, or is it just me? No, I wasn't thinking about that until right now. And now I'm like... Now I don't know what to, now I don't know what to think. Yeah. There are these YouTube shorts of two guys cooking with an actual cow in the kitchen with them. What? An actual cow? They should do it with an elephant in the kitchen, and then they could be calling it like the elephant in the room or something. Like imagine like having like doing like streaming or like having a cooking show with an elephant in the room and literally just not addressing it. And it's like, I'm not going to address the elephant in the room. And like, don't even mention it. Don't even talk about it. I only sit here naked if it's really hot out. I like if I'm like nude, I like being under the covers, otherwise it feels too exposed for me. I don't know. I rather wear just like a t-shirt or something. It's comfy. Any plans for 30k? It's taken me like what, 3 years to get to 20k? I think it would take me maybe like another few years to get to 30k. So I don't have any plans. No, I don't have any plans in particular for 30k. I don't know. Yeah, that's so long from now. Yeah, it will probably be a while. But that's okay. Yeah, what's your favorite baked good? I like muffins. Like chocolate muffins. I like lamingtons. Pretzels are good too. Yeah, pretzels. 30k by the end of the year. No! Quiet! Quiet. That won't happen. Thank you for subscribing. Yippee! Yippee! Muffins are nice. I like muffins. I like muffins with chocolate chips. Or vanilla muffins with chocolate chips. But muffins is dangerous. It's a dangerous game when you're buying a muffin. Because the worst is when you're buying a muffin and it's like vanilla and it's choc chip and you think it's vanilla choc chip. But then you buy it and you take a bite and it's blueberries and you're like, ugh! Or raisins? Ugh! Get it away from me! I don't want that. Ugh! Bleh. Vomiting. Vomiting. Do you like croissant? I don't mind croissant. I don't mind it much at all, really. croissant. I want a croissant. 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 You like raisin? I don't mind a raisin, but not in a muffin. Yeah. Do you think she would play Kingsfield if she got to 30k by the end of the year? Yes. Yes, I would. I would play Kingsfield if I got to 30k by the end of the year. That's how unconfident I am. Do you know it's already, what, April? Like, there's no way. Yeah, I'll play Kingsfield. I'll play the whole thing. I'll play the whole series if I get to 30k by the end of the year, of course. Do you like pain au chocolat? I do, actually. I do. I've had them in Paris. It was very good. A pain au chocolat. Croissant. Are you going to finish that Are you going to finish that croissant? It's so stupid. I hate that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for referencing that. Are you going to finish that croissant? Dude, I like pie. I like pie. The strawberry pie I made was so good. Not to toot my own horn. Are you going to eat that croissant? A croissant. I like pie. I like strudel. I like noodles. I like poodles. I like moogles. I like foodles. I like roodles. I like poodles. I like noodles. I like strudels. I like koodles. I like noogles. I like doodles. I like what rhymes? Give me a rhyming word. Stop! I want a rhyming word. I already said that. Euros. Euros. Turtles. Yes, I like toodles. I like purples. I like toodle. No, you already said toodles. Wait, I like koodles. Euros. Crude oils. What? Crude oils? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? I like purples. Purples. Noodles. Caboodles. Cute earls. What? I just need to have. I need to go to to tinkle. Could you give me a second? And then we'll watch some animal videos, okay? Just give me 1 seckie, okay? 1 sec. Okay, hi. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. Ah. Stretch, stretch. Stretch. Ah. Stretch. Okay. Alright, do you guys have any specific animal videos that we should watch today? Because that's why I said this was an unarchived stream, because I assume it may get taken down. This is a tricky thing about it, you know what I mean? So let me just have a little looky-loo. Can we watch Hammy Boy? Hamster? I would watch a hamster, yeah. I was seeing those videos with the cats and the model train set cafe. Oh, humble. Alright, let's have a little looky-loo, guys. Let's just go on and see what we can find. I'll have a look. We'll look together. Okay, humble. Oh! Sorry. Sorry. Let me just... How do I... Turn this down. Alright. Baby bunny washing her face. Newborn fawn calling for mum full video. Or cute lamb needs attention. Cute! Okay, we'll try those. Let's have a look. Sorry, before I started the stream, I was listening to this song. Wait, it's so good. Wait. Oh, what a good song. Okay. Sorry. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we were looking. Let me see. Cute baby bunny washing her face. Let's look this up. Cute baby bunny washing her face. Oh my god. Is this really gonna be true? Oh, look at her. Oh, that reminds me of a little lady. Okay, let me know how the volume is, guys, by the way. Any Z Frank videos, okay? Or Toon me. Does he strike people down for watching his stuff? Let me know. Because I do like that channel, actually. Yes. Alright, let's have a looky-loo. Oh my god! She's so beautiful. Look at her beautiful pink ears. And rabbits, they do wash their faces like this, actually. They do. Oh! They actually groom themselves 2 times more than cats. And they really like having washing their face and their ears too. Gotta keep them clean. This is only a little baby rabba. Little lady looked like this when she was little, actually. Oh, so tired at the end. Aww, so cute. Wait, what other stuff is in here? Hungry otters do tricks for food. Hedgehog takes the bath. Oh, these are such good videos. Yeah, little lady kind of has a pink glow in her ears too, kind of similar. What the fuck? No. No, this isn't real. Stop. No. Stop. Why is that chinchilla so confused at chinchilla? Oh, poor baby. Get her out of there. Does she get out of there? Hopefully they don't keep her in there for too long. Yeah, I don't know if that's legal. You really shouldn't be buying and selling rabba like that. Oh my god, baby bunny in my slipper. No, poor thing. Oh no, this song makes me cry. I can't listen to this song. Sorry. Look. Oh, in the slipper. Look at her in a slipper. Oh my god. So tiny, can fit in a slipper. It's a very nice song. It is a nice song, but I can't listen to it without crying. I don't know why. There's some classical music that just makes me cry. I don't know why. Go into the Rappi store, you want anything? No, I don't want anything. You should not buy rabba. Aww. Wait, let me see. Woolly Jersey, woolly rabbit. Oh no, I don't want to watch these. These ones are in pet stores, I bet. I don't like seeing them if they're in a little pet store. When I see a rabbit in a pet store, I think like, oh, you know, I wish I could come help them. Oh. Wait, look at this baby hedgehog. Excuse me. What? No! That's not real. He's in his bathroom. Looks like a doll's house. Oh. I had a doll's house that kind of looked like this on the inside when I was a kid. No, he's not eating sand. He's eating, Huh? He's not eating sand. He's eating like, Huh? Your phone's glitchy? Huh? Yeah, he's not eating sand. He's eating worms. Hmm. The mealworm's gone to the sand. Look at his little nose. Oh my god, he's in the bath. Oh my god, he's so cute. Look at his little nose. Oh, he's so cute. Sometimes you gotta eat in the bathroom like that. I don't know why I can't stand to eat in the bath. Some people think that eating in the bath is great, but I don't. I do not. Do not enjoy eating in the bath very much. Let's see, is he Frank then? Soapy food? Because I've watched this stuff sometimes, have I? Yeah. Oh, he does the true facts stuff. I've seen his videos before. I haven't watched them in a few years though. Oh, raise the floppy sombreros of the sea. You guys gonna watch this? Let's watch this. True facts raise the fluffy sombreros of the sea.
This episode sponsored by NordVPN.
Let me know how the volume is, guys.
If there was one thing to notice about a stingray, it would perhaps be that they have an excess of horizontality in comparison to their heightedness. That is to say, they're in possession of a certain flatulence. Jerry, that's not what that means. You just mean they're flat, right? Okay, they're flat. This body plan evolved from one that was shark-like. The pair of pectoral fins that hang off the sides of a shark expanded outward and up around the head. A bit like if you said, stick 'em up. As these fins grew, they became much more complex, evolving into a skirt of what looked like long, many-jointed fingers. A covering of connective tissue and sheets of muscle create a strong but flexible structure. And this opened up some new possibilities for movement. In the shark, muscles in the trunk move the tail back and forth horizontally, and the pectoral fins are just used for stabilization. In stingrays, most of the trunk has disappeared, but those pectoral fins have the ability to move in wave-like patterns. And that movement pushes against the water in a way that creates thrust and lift.
It's amazing.
Now, some members of the ray family, like the guitarfish, sort of went halvesies on this.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They were all in, because this new body plan also gave them the ability to hide. And many stingrays are very good at hiding.
Kind of like what frogs do.
Good at hiding. Sort of left some bits out there, didn't they?
It's a bit scary.
When I do dishes, I give up right around the silverware. Still an A for effort. Stingrays can bury themselves quite quickly. And that's because they know how to swirl the water just right, causing the sand to be distributed evenly over them.
That's so cool. That'd be so scary.
You'll find one that sucks at it, disguised more like a floppy sombrero of the sea. But hiding is not their only defense. The top part of stingrays can often look a bit bumpy, and that's because they're bedazzled with these little nubbins called dermal denticles. They're made from enamel and dentin, so they're essentially body teeth. And sometimes they look like little fangs. They can get quite spiky. Certainly some degree of protection there.
Horrific.
For some of the larger predators, they're essentially like croutons in a salad.
No, not croutons in a salad. That's not a good thing at all. Guys, do you know I've actually petted a stingray before. I went to this beach that used to be a boat harbor for stingrays, and they would go and swim up to these fishermen because they would dump fish into the sea, and stingrays are just around the area now, which is really cool. So they would swim up because they're used to human interaction, and I would be able to pet him. They kind of feel like a wet balloon. It's very weird, and they're thicker than you'd think, because obviously, as we saw at the way that the skeletons formed, you kind of assume that it would almost be like a jellyfish, that the way they move throughout the water, you'd think the sides of them are almost like the dorsal fins on a shark, when really they're more like a bony structure. So it's a lot thicker, and like harder. You'd think that the sides would be floppy, but they're actually a lot harder than you'd think that they would be. They're quite dense and heavy. A stingray actually rammed into me before, and it was heavy. Actually, I watched the a show yesterday of this man that went to one of the biggest aquariums in America, and they had a really big stingray there, and they said that stingray could grow to be up to over 600 pounds, which is crazy. I don't know how that's possible, but stingrays can get humongous. Maybe they'll talk more about it.
Just provides a little extra crunch. So over time, a little patch of these denticles on the tail evolved into something a bit more substantial. I mean, at rest like this, it looks about as dangerous as an extra pinky.
It's horrible.
But underneath that layer of skin, you got one of these. Looks like an arrowhead with a stutter. Whatever it looks like, it's got some bad intentions. They keep growing and are replaced if they shed or break off. And these grooves here are lined with cells that create venom. So it's not like a needle, more like a shiv soaked in toxins.
Yeah.
If an ocean robot happens to step on them, ocean robots, they raise their tail up. The back part of the tail is a bit more floppy, so just raising the tail exposes the stinger. From there, they can strike upwards or slash from side to side.
Look at that.
When they contact, the skin on that stinger tears. And then you got serrated edges and leaky venom, and things break off. It's a mess. I mean, it might seem like overkill, but that's what you got to do when you
Look
shape
at
like
that.
a cookie. You play hide-and-go-seek to the death for 300 million years, of course you're going to make some modifications. For example, the eyes, they went to the top. 2 little periscopes for that sand submarine. Look a little like a drunk smiley face on a hoodie. And then right behind the eyes, you got the creepy holes. The science hippies call them spiracles, whatever.
I don't like the creepy holes.
Internal snorkel,
they're weird.
So they can pull in water from the top and get it to their gills, which are on the bottom, along with the rest of their face parts.
You haven't.
You
You haven't
like
seen.
A design flaw to have your
You haven't shown their face yet. You'll be shocked if you haven't seen a stingray's face before.
mouth pressed into the sea bottom like that. But here's the thing: stingrays love to feed on bottoms. Shush. And when they
Bottom
do it, it can look a
feeder.
bit like mining for spice on Arrakis. Nerd. What they're doing is searching for worms and crustaceans and things like that, and then power washing them out of their habitats. And
Look at
that,
him!
They can get all Cookie Monster with that shit. Now, to find the food, they can't use their eyes, what with their being on the top and all, but they can use their sense of smell and
Look,
their
it's
anterior
horrible!
lorenzini. Those little dots there are specialized organs that can detect electrical fields.
He's
Here,
got
you
big
can see
nostrils
one
and a
react into
mouth.
an electrical field in that bottom circle. Surprise! Nothing's there. Disappointing, like finding a bottle cap with your metal detector. Now, once they've blasted whatever they're after out of their little sandy hidey holes, they gotta get that food up into their tum-tums. As you can imagine,
Look at
there's
it, it's
quite a bit of sucking
horrifying.
involved. Look at this one, it makes a little tent over the area, so none of the good stuff gets away. But no matter what your technique, you're getting a bunch of sand coming in the front door. They can blow some of it out the gills, but let's just say that stingray feces can get a bit gritty. Now, if they have to hold on to something or crack it open, stingrays have a fabulous waterfall of teeth. They grow in from the back and sort of cascade over that ridge. In most
Wow.
species, the teeth are fairly smooth, designed
That's
for
horrific.
crushing. Except during mating
Ew,
season,
look at
when
him.
the male's teeth get all pointy. Not really for eating, it's more like a fetish thing, you'll see. But some of the bigger stingrays, they're eating whole crabs. But their jaws are designed more like a nutcracker.
God.
Just kind of open and close. Bust open a section and suck out what you can and spit it out and repeat.
I've never seen
It's
it
like
so
a
up
very poorly
close.
executed alien abduction. If you use the internets, which I know you do, you should have a
No,
VPN.
an ad. Let's skip it.
.com/Zfrank and sign up for
Zfrank is the channel, by the way. It's
You'll
this.
support this show. Where were we? Oh, right.
Look
So
at
that's
that.
the basics of stingray eating, but
Oh.
of course, you're going to have some overachievers. Like this freshwater stingray here. It even looks a bit cocky, doesn't it?
He does look a bit cocky!
This sort eats insects. But you'll notice that there isn't as much
not the
spitting and
sound
sucking as
effects.
that crab tornado we just saw. And that's because they've evolved jaws that can chew a bit like we do, with a back and forth shearing motion. Looks like someone mumbling with a cigar in their mouth. Well, looks like we're gonna have to do this the hard way, doesn't it? Oh, swallowed it. But there's some rays that don't give a shit about what their mouth parts can or can't do. They're gonna eat whatever the hell they want. Wedgefish, for example, have these pebble-shaped teeth, perfect for crushing up little things like snails or clams. But when science hippies took scans of their jaws, you know what they found? Friggin' stingray spines. And not just one, oh, you learned your lesson kind of thing, a whole crap load of them. They're eating stingrays and they're into it. It looks like they're smuggling shivs at the wrong end. Electric rays have a bit of that I'm gonna do things my way attitude as well. Look at this one using its back fins.
Look,
to
he's got feet!
Slowly. I mean, if this was charades,
he's got long shoes on.
Because electric rays have evolved these two organs on either side of their face, and those are filled with these modified muscle cells, which are stacked in thin layers to form what is essentially a battery. And when they turn that on, they can concentrate the charge on their prey by cupping their pectoral fins. Want to hear what that sounds like?
No.
Sounds like a wet one. In terms of you can see what happens. Mummy, one of the fish is sleeping. And look at the ray caught in the act. No, when I got here, the fish was like that. No, I was trying to save him. You know, defish, stat. And they've got another party trick. Look at that. They can extend their whole mouth in case they zap something in a crevice. And I'm no expert, but I'm just saying, I think that stingray just yawned. Now, the cow's ray doesn't have an extendable jaw, but it clearly
love these guys.
Or something like it. There, you see it? That thing flapping around on the front? Never seen a cow nose do that, I'll tell you what. Those are called cephalic lobes. Wait, stop. Look how cute it is. It looks like a little frog. But remember, the mouth is down here. These are those lobes. What happened was, in some ways, the front part of their pectoral fins started to split off and do their own thing. In the cow nose, you can see how those bits have separated and basically formed new fins in the front of the face, which can move independently from the pectoral fins. And they can use them to manipulate some of the food they like to eat.
I don't like
oysters.
it.
I mean, that one straight up stole one from his buddy. Those lobes can help position the oyster close to
like
the mouth and sort of form a dome around it to help with the suction. Some rays, like mantas, kept going with this concept, and they have huge cephalic lobes.
Yeah, that's why they have
mantas
big
had enough of this
manta ray
bottom
thingies.
business, and instead, over time, they became filter feeders. And those cephalic lobes help funnel plankton and small fish into that gaping mouth hole. And their gills have these
looks
special
like an
structures
open
that
torso.
keep the food in and lets the water pass on through. But you swim around with your mouth open like that, you're gonna swallow a whole bunch of crap. So they have to really clean things out once in a while. By everting their anus, so it's inside ounces. You can call it a suna. Get it? Kill me. Instead of waving the edges of their skirt around like stingrays,
I watched a video where something like that came out of somebody.
Like a beard. Their pectoral fins are reinforced and sturdier, and they got a whole bunch of muscle. I mean, you try strapping a couple cafeteria trays to your arms and flapping around like that. And these ones gotta keep moving. You ever see how small a plankton is? I mean, the serving size must be in the millions. So if they find a big cloud of plankton, they'll do this. A bunch of backward somersaults instead of plowing through it and then having to turn around. But when you get
imagine having to do a backflip to
they
eat.
can get creative. In what's called cyclone feeding, they swim in a circle and create currents which pulls food into the middle. Now, when mating season comes around, things can get a little exciting. This male eagle ray came in a little hot. The civilized way to do it is to sort of queue up behind the female. Like these mantas here.
Queue up.
Swim around like that for a while. I'm sure it's dull, but if you get picked, then all of a sudden you're rubbing up on each other and flirting and biting. Apparently there's a good amount of biting. I mean, you gotta hold on to something to get the parts lined up.
Are we allowed to watch this on YouTube?
The business part of it takes about 20 seconds. There, you just saw it. From mantas and eagle rays like this one, it takes about 12 months before you pop out a little baby like this one, all rolled up like a burrito.
I love him.
Jerry, I don't want to show that clip.
I love him. I love him. Look at him.
Fine, go ahead.
It's a baby. He just came out. Wait, let's watch that again. I like him. He just came out.
But when you do, the business part of it takes about 20 seconds. There, you just saw it.
It's funny how a lot of like stuff with the marine life, the way that the segs, I guess, that they do is so mechanical. It takes like it's so mechanical. and it takes like 2 seconds. It takes like 2 seconds to do. Yeah. But it's really cool. I kind of like him. Alright, let's look at him. Look at him, he's coming out of the mama.
For mantas and eagle rays like this one, it takes about 12 months
yeah.
before you pop out a
look at his eye, he looks like a little fella. I like him.
This one all rolled up like a burrito.
Look at him.
No, Jerry, I don't want to show that clip. Fine, go ahead, but it's a double standard. Oh, really? It's cute? All right, I'll get naked on a window and squeak my junk around on some glass. See if that goes viral on Instagram. You know what? I'll paint a face on it, too. But they got nostrils that look like eyes. I can make my belly button look like something. It's bullshit. What do you mean, which part's the junk? No, not the leg things. Those are part of the fins. It's those 2 tiny little things all the way in the back. Yeah, they're sperm tubes. No, that's what I'm saying, Jerry. It's a double standard. What? No, I don't have 2 of them. Jerry.
I guess they have 2 like sharks do, right? If they're evolved from sharks. Yeah. Oh. Well, let's watch one more of these videos. I like this fella. Oh, I've watched this video. This guy made the Teddy has an operation video. I didn't know that. Yeah, let's watch... Maybe we could... the latest... I didn't know that. I thought I recognized his voice from somewhere. Oh, let's see about the echidna. This is an Australian animal. Let's see, okay?
This episode is sponsored by Brilliant. The story of Oliver the short-beaked echidna begins here. A single fertilized egg. Well, technically, I suppose it started here. Oliver's parents, Jacko and Charlotte, were in a back alley and had just shared half a can of Foster's, which is quite a bit for an echidna, by the way. And let's just say that passion got the better of them. Got the whole thing on a security camera. But you notice that it's a bit of a delicate process, which takes some time. They are echidnas, after all. Look a bit like the feather duster from a fetish club. So let's just say that the Echidna Kama Sutra doesn't exactly have that many pages in it. More like a pamphlet. But listen, besides navigating the pointy bits, you've got the whole 4-headed penis thing going. And to avoid confusion, I don't mean a penis with a forehead. That's just normal. I mean that in its flaccid state, the male echidna's penis looks a bit like how they might grow...
Oh, God! Oh, God! What? It's educational. It's educational. Oh, fuck.
Turns out echidnas can't talk, so real scientist.
Jesus.
Anyway, another science hippie decided to take a closer look. It turns out when the echidna penises are
let's stop! Stop talking about it! Stop! Stop! Okay, let's watch something else. I'm not watching... No. Fucking hell, stop talking about the echidna penis. Jesus. Jeez. Okay. The pigeons are tricking you. Let's look at pigeons instead. Pigeons! Yay! Yippee!
This episode is sponsored by Curiosity Stream. You might think that pigeons are just mindless peckers.
I actually don't.
What's this one doing pecking at a computer screen? Why is this one in a box with a banana? And will this pigeon live to see another day? Well, you're about to find out. If you've ever seen a pigeon walk, you might have wondered what's going on with all the head bobbing.
I like the head bobble they do.
And they do a lot of it, up to 8 times
I like it. I like
so fast,
it.
in fact, that it wasn't until the 1960s that they realized that this forward and backwards motion was an illusion.
Huh?
It's not a bob, it's a thrust and stop. You can see it if you slow it down. The head goes first and then stays absolutely still while the body moves forward to join it. And it turns out they're not broken at all. This movement has to do with their vision. Here's one way to look at it.
Like
Let's
rabbits.
say that you are casually perusing some random page on the internet.
Rabbits do that.
This. Continuous scrolling? No, you can't focus on anything. It'd make you sick. That's why it's hard to go through an Instagram feed with someone else driving, for example. More likely, you would do something like this. Scroll and pause. And that's because the light receptors in our eyes need a moment to recover between images, or else it's all a blur. That's essentially what the pigeon is doing with its head. Now, we don't bob our heads like the pigeon do, but our eyes are constantly trying to keep the world still. Here. Try and move your eye from that teal dot to the orange dot along the horizon line. Notice what your eyes are doing. They're jumping a bit, like this.
No, they're
You can
not.
try as hard as you like, but
Wait.
you can't move them smoothly.
I can.
You don't experience that motion as your eyes jump from one place to the next, because your eyes sort of shut down during those jumps. If you look at this image, you'll notice that your eyes seem to automatically move in the direction of the motion,
I
which is
don't
a
like
reflex
it.
designed to keep the image still.
I don't
and
like
these sorts
it.
of reflexes are found in almost all animals that have
I
eyes,
like that.
and are responsible
I
for
like that
things like the
chicken.
gyroscopic head of a chicken.
I
or
like the
murder
chicken.
Anyway, if you put a pigeon on a treadmill
like
that's moving
him.
at the same speed that they're walking, they don't bob their head when they walk
No,
because
they
their
do.
surroundings are still.
That's not true,
And
that's
Pigeon on a Treadmill is
CGI.
the name of your next album.
Guys, this is CGI. This isn't real, okay? It's not true. See, look, that's CGI. Watch.
And they walk because their
It's not
surroundings
real.
are still. And Pigeon on a Treadmill is the name of your next album. You're welcome. Now, if you spend any time watching pigeons,
Yeah,
you
I
might
like
be wondering
them.
on a
I
scale
do.
of 1 to a leg-humping chihuahua, just how horny are they?
That's not what I'm
sure you've seen
thinking.
it. A male pigeon does this head-bowing thing and waddles up to a female with his tail all fanned out. It can look
Yeah.
a bit pushy to be.
It's funny. I've watched lots of pigeons. I've seen lots of pigeons, and there's always some fellow that's all puffed up. He's got his feathers all puffed out.
Be honest, and a lot of these gestures are the same as a male would use to be aggressive. But in this case, it's more like a dance. Jerry, these are wood
Oh.
pigeons. I don't care if it's cheaper, Jerry. It's the wrong species. How much cheaper? Oh, well, let's hope they don't notice. He bows, and then she might peck at the ground a bit. Naughty.
Okay.
And seeing that, he might turn a circle or two and rush towards her and then stop
wow.
and preen for a moment. It's exciting, gets the hormones flowing. And at
Oh,
this point, he might go in for a little peck. Not
Oh,
a kiss, an actual peck.
a
And that
kiss.
might lead to beaking, which is when you know it's getting real. So
Oh,
she puts her beak inside his beak, and he pukes up a little food for her to eat.
Ew.
We've all done it. No? Now, of course, reeling from the glorious taste of his vomit, she might squat down, signaling she's up for it. And then it's just a matter of getting your tail feathers out the way. But of course, if you're out on the street watching, most of the time it doesn't seem to go that well for the males. And you might think the whole pigeon scene is a bunch of bachelors getting rejected all day. But here's the thing. First off, pigeons will often mate for life, which means a lot of these pigeons probably know each other, and it's more of a, no, Steve, I don't know what has 2 thumbs and wants to get laid. And I told you the joke doesn't work, you don't have thumbs. And these displays aren't always just about leading up to mating either. Couples will often do these displays to reconnect. And it can actually be quite adorable.
'cause they love
Rings
each
all wrapped
other.
around each other. And they do a little version of this dance when it's time to
love
pick a
each
location for the nest. All right, so we should probably have a chat about pigeon nests. Look at this. I type in pigeons and I can find a whole episode on the pigeons of New York City. There's people who raise them on the rooftops over there. It's an example of why Curiosity Stream is the
this
single
is
best
it.
value in entertainment
Oh,
right
this
now,
is
especially if you like
okay.
today. Where were we?
Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
right. Now, pigeon nests get a bit of a bad rap. I mean, it's true that some of them look like the pigeons read the instructions after a bottle of tequila and then woke up vaguely remembering that it had something to do with sticks. I mean, come on, that looks like the end of Act 2 in The 3 Little Pigs.
No, it
But before
doesn't.
you judge, you should ask what the purpose of that nest is anyway. These sorts of pigeons are essentially domesticated rock doves, and rock doves are cliff
Aw.
dwellers. And in
Cliff
those little
dwellers?
cliff-hidey holes, the main thing is to make sure your egg don't roll away.
Oh,
You
it
don't have
don't
to do
roll
some sturdy stick bowl to make it
away.
stay in a tree. Although, side note, you don't need a nest in a tree either.
Look at the
It
baby
turns out the
pigeon.
white tern turns out an egg right into the armpit of a tree branch. No sticks at all, so by comparison, a pigeon is a regular Frank Lloyd Wright of nest building. And even if it is
Oh.
a single stick, don't you worry, those babies are going to be comfy. Mom and Dad are on it, literally. They take turns sitting on that nest.
Can I tell you a nice story? Quickly. My grandparents, they had 4 different generations of pigeons living with them when they were around. They had 4 different generations of pigeons. One day, a pigeon mother and mother and father came onto their windowsill and made a nest. And my grandparents, they built them a birdhouse and started feeding them birdseed to help them. And ever since then, they always came and had babies. And then the new generation would have babies. And they did it a lot. And they would name the pigeons, apparently. So, yeah, my family used to be pigeon carers at some point. I really liked the pigeons. Yeah. So This is when my grandparents were older and they didn't work. So every morning my grandma would come out and give the pigeons the pigeon food and check on them and make sure that they were doing okay. And yeah, it was really nice. And the pigeons really liked them. So yeah, they're very intelligent, more intelligent than you'd think, pigeons.
And almost never leave it unattended. They take it serious. I mean, you can see they don't even always make it to the outhouse.
Aww.
I know it's not explicitly written in most parenting books, but I do think the norm is to put some distance between the crib and where you shit. No judgment. Anyway, this goes on for a while. Look at the babies. Adorable.
Oh, I love them!
If you've never seen a pigeon baby before, it's because they stay in the nest for up to a month after they hatch. And by then, when they can fly away, they look all grown up. And
that's why
that's the life of a...
People always think that pigeons are manufactured at a factory. They think specifically pigeons are the birds that are not real for some reason because they never see baby pigeons. And I've got to explain to them, no, just usually birds will stay into their nest until they're fully grown, and pigeons look like they're grown up when they come out to fly. Like that has nothing to do with it. Birds are in fact real, guys. They're real.
Pigeon, do a little dance, make a little love, get down, or a stick, you know, for the nest. Rinse and repeat. And you might wonder if maybe there's not that much going on in those little noggins. And of course, that's why they put one in a box with a banana. See if the pigeon could work that out. I know the temptation here is to feel superior, like, come on, I could do that. But listen, have you ever been in a box with a banana?
No.
Might be kind of overwhelming. Going through the life choices you made that led you to that moment, and depending on how ripe the banana is, it might stink in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it might be
enough to make this pigeon forget it can fly. Right? But it eventually has the wherewithal to use the little stool when it gets a bit peckish.
Look how smart
and
he
once you show a
is.
science hippie you can do something like that, forget about it. They're testing you on everything. They wanted to understand courtship better and set up a whole video dating scenario. And it worked. The pigeons saw each other on the screen and started doing, you know, the moves. But then the science hippies put a delay in the feed. So he's like, what's your name? And she says, nothing. And he says, do you come here often? Nancy. And he's like, oh, is Nancy a name? And she's like, no, it's my first time. And the whole thing gets screwed up, but now they know that there's some back and forth going on. And you might be thinking, well, what are they looking for? What makes a bird attractive? So just like on Tinder, you can show a pigeon photos and see which one elicits a courtship response. And you can manipulate those images to accentuate certain traits. Maybe make the eyes bigger or that. If you have Photoshop open, you might as well go for it. Anyway, it turned out that the eyes didn't matter so much, but they did like a nice-sized beak.
Ooh, they like a big
It
beak.
didn't matter where it was. You could swap the beak and the eye, and they'd still be into it. What's crazy is, this has support from an experiment in the 80s. These baby chickens who'd never seen anything before had to choose between a stuffed bird and a stuffed bird that was all jumbled up. Remember, this is the 80s. Everyone's on cocaine. This is what science was back then. Anyway, the chicks didn't mind the jumbling as long as there was an intact face. Like this one was on par with a normal bird, but this one was just a bit too much. And you might be thinking, if pigeons can get into a bird with a beak where its eyes should be, it's probably not so visually sophisticated. All right, so let me ask you, which one of these is a picture of breast cancer? You don't know, but you can train a pigeon to tell you.
Really?
Turns out they have sensitivity to patterns and visual relationships that's on some AI level
Pigeons are cancer
They
detectors?
haven't seen before.
What the fuck?
85 to 90% level of accuracy.
What?
And that's not all. Pigeons can make children cry with science. Some
What?
pigeons were trained to discern good children's art from bad children's art, which apparently had to do with how realistic the drawings were. Again, the pigeons did a great job, sparing parents the cost of sending their kids to art school. They have pigeon guidance counselors. Check this one.
Wow.
You can teach a pigeon a bunch of words. Some of them real words like bust, and some of them nonsense words like varn. Now the pigeon gets a treat if it pecks on the word that's real, or the star shape if it's a made-up word. Now you start mixing in new words that the pigeon's never seen before, both nonsense and real. And you know what? The pigeon's able to tell which ones are real and which ones aren't. They
What the
picked up
fuck?
patterns on what makes a word real. You can't bullshit a pigeon. And I'll tell you, if you want to invest in a company that makes peck-proof screens, because the science hippies seem to use them quite a bit. Here they got pigeons pecking color patterns in order for peanuts or whatever they eat. And then patterns made out of shapes. What is
That's
that,
so
a book? A
interesting.
windmill? Oh, and the words peck me. Someone was having fun in the lab. And here they are remembering patterns even after the shapes get covered up. I mean, the bottom line
I
is
can't
they have
even
some
do
pretty
that.
Sophisticated visual cognitive abilities. Read,
What
not
the
done.
fuck? Listen, I can't even do that. I don't know patterns. I'm not very good with patterns. I'm not very good with, like, remembering words. I'm not very good at spelling. Okay, that pigeon there's smarter than I am. How does it feel? I don't know how to feel knowing that a pigeon's smarter than me. Now I feel like the fool on a stool. Yeah.
Dums. I mean, their brain is about the size of a walnut, but it's jam-packed with neurons. More than twice the density of our brain. But it has to process a lot of information. They have 2 highly sensitive areas or foveas in each eyeball compared to our 1. And they have a field of vision that covers 340 degrees.
How come they're better than I am?
Degrees covered by a dead pigeon. And you need those kind of peepers if you have falcons chasing your ass from all directions.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And it helps with navigation, especially
That's
from
why
above.
there's so many pigeons.
Try telling a Walmart from an IKEA just based on the shape of the roof. Let alone finding the exact park bench where that crazy pigeon lady has strewn morsels of stale hot dog buns. But you can release some pigeons 40 miles away from home in a place they've never been, and they can find their way back before dinner.
What?
So how do they do that?
That's why they had messaging pigeons, didn't they?
Molecules in their eyes that interact with Earth's magnetic field. So they can kind of see Earth's magnetic field. And that works day or night. I mean, if they've got that, it's a little less impressive. A big fly this way sign in the sky. I mean, I'd take back those war medals the pigeons got. It's bullshit. It's var.
I got warm.
You don't look in my mouth no more.
What? They have... What the hell? Why do they have those kind of things? What the hell? I like that. I really, really like that. That's the case. How do I know that magnetic field? Yeah. That's really nice. A metal pigeon. Pigeons can sense earthquakes hours before it happens, and that's why it's so sad that no one even cares about pigeons anymore. We domesticated them, and now no one cares in life. Let me see. War pigeon. Let's see if we can learn about pigeons in the war. Yeah. The pigeon that saved hundreds of lives? Is this an okay thing to look at?
Different.
Let's see if they have anything about this. Okay, it should be okay for me to watch this, but we'll see.
Does the name Cher Ami sound familiar to you?
No.
She was a carrier pigeon that saved the lives of almost 200 soldiers during the First World War.
Oh.
Do you want to know her story?
Really? Yes.
We'll tell you about it in this Animal Wise video.
Yeah, play. I like her.
The terrible situation. Our story takes place in October 1918 when a group of over 500 US soldiers were completely surrounded by German enemy troops. They were facing a desperate situation since they were located behind enemy lines without food or ammunition to defend themselves. After the runners had been intercepted, they had sent several messages via carrier pigeon, but none were able to reach for support.
Oh no!
They had all been shot down by the Germans as hundreds of soldiers were dying.
What the hell,
The
Germans?
seemed hopeless. Their last hope. They only had one carrier pigeon left, Cher
Only
Ami,
one.
which means dear friend in French.
Oh.
By this time, US Army reinforcements had arrived, but they began to shoot at the cornered battalion, thinking they were German troops.
Oh.
Cher Ami was the last hope for the soldiers caught in the situation.
She was.
They wrote a message tied to Cher Ami's leg explaining where they were located and warning that their own artillery was bombing them.
Oh.
Cher Ami's journey. The pigeon flew at great speed trying to reach her destination, but as soon as the Germans saw her, they opened fire. She was hit by enemy bullets and fell to the ground. Although seriously wounded, she managed to take flight again and make the long distance to reach her destination.
Oh.
She finally managed to deliver the message and was able to save the lives of almost 200 soldiers.
Oh.
Due to the enemy's attacks, Cher Ami was wounded in the chest and lost both a leg and an eye.
Oh.
The army medical team quickly intervened to treat her and managed to save her life.
Oh.
Once recovered, she was sent back to the United States.
She's
with
only
the
got
prosthetic
one
wooden leg they had
foot.
made for her.
Poor thing.
Recognition of Cher Ami.
Oh.
Upon arrival in the United States, Cher Ami received the Oak Leaf War Cross Medal. She was not only awarded for saving the lost battalion, but for having delivered a total of 12 important messages during World War I.
Aww.
Sadly, Jeremy passed away in June 1919 due to injuries sustained during her last mission.
Poor baby.
At that time, she was awarded a gold medal from the Organized Bodies of American Racing Pigeon Fanciers as thanks for her war service.
Thank you.
She was also sent to a taxidermist to preserve her body. She is currently in the Price of Freedom exhibition at the National Museum of American History alongside Sergeant Stubby, another great animal war hero.
Sergeant Stubby!
If you still do not know the story of Stubby, the dog who was promoted to sergeant, we explain all in this video.
What?
Are there
What? Stubby? Wait, I want to learn about him. I'm not British. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I do really love America though as well. Let's see. Sergeant Stubby. Let's learn about him. That's a movie based off of him? The dog that became a sergeant. Oh my god, look at him! Alright, let's learn about Sergeant Stubby.
Stubby is considered the most decorated service dog of the First World War.
Oh
This
wow!
mixed breed canine participated in 17 battles in Europe and became a national hero.
Oh,
Since one of our subscribers
Stubby!
asked about the story of this famous pooch, Animal Wise shares this video where we explain how he
him!
entered the army and what famous feats led him to be promoted to sergeant.
I love him! I love him! That's amazing.
Stubby was a stray dog, born as a cross between Pit Bull and Boston Terrier type
Aww.
breeds. He was found prowling the grounds of the Yale University campus in Connecticut in July 1917. He stood around and watched as US Army troops were training and was noticed by a soldier named Robert Conroy. Conroy
Aww.
unofficially adopted the dog, teaching him tricks such as being able to salute like a soldier.
Oh, that's so
When
cute!
it was time to leave for Europe, Conroy hid Stubby in his overcoat aboard the troop ship. When the stowaway was discovered by an officer, Stubby saluted him, and this led to him being allowed to remain on board. In France the following year, toxic gas bombs were deployed against the Allies, but Stubby and Conroy survived due to the use of gas masks.
Oh, that's
Since
nice.
dogs have a much more acute sense of smell than humans, Stubby was able to retain much olfactory ability, even with a mask on.
Oh, that's
This
great.
meant he could detect the smell again and help save men from another attack.
Oh, that's good.
One morning, the troop was asleep when the Germans launched another gas attack. Stubby identified the smell immediately and barked and bit his sleeping companions until they awoke, saving the troops' lives and obtaining his first military rank in the process.
Oh, that's
First Corporal
beautiful.
Stubby became an official member of the army and, as such, participated in patrols through various territories. His first war injury was a
love
leg wound
him.
sustained from the Germans. Stubby became practically
Oh, thank you for
useful as he
subscribing,
helped
I
wounded
appreciate
soldiers
it.
on the battlefield and identified enemy spies. He once identified a German spy whom he held down and immobilized.
What?
When the Americans...
Hang on. Wait, are we just gonna brush past and he can recognize German spies? Okay, you know what's funny? This happens a lot with animals, and it's really interesting how they can tell, but a lot of the time, especially with dogs, what can happen is if dogs experience like some kind of trauma or bad event from a specific gender. So say, I don't know, say like a dog unfortunately would be abused by a woman. That dog would not want to be around women, but he would like to be around men instead. He can only get along with men, but not women. This happens a lot. When I was working with animals, actually, sometimes there were specific animals that would be like, oh yeah, let's put him with another one because he's more comfortable with women, or more comfortable with men. Depends, you know. So it's really interesting. They can do the same thing with races too, which is really, really interesting how they can do this. So it's very funny how this dog was able to figure out which one was the German spy. That's really interesting.
practically useful as he helped wounded soldiers on the battlefield and identified enemy spies. He once identified a German spy whom he held down and immobilized. When the American soldiers caught him, they took out a German war cross and gave it to Stubby. For this important work, Stubby was promoted to the rank of sergeant and became the first dog in history to achieve the military rank. Eventually, the Allies won the war and Stubby was decorated. He had so many medals, they made him a suede coat to place them on. The dog returned home to his partner Conroy and died
He
years
got the
later
Purple
in his sleep.
Heart.
Sergeant Stubby is today one of the greatest canine war heroes. In 2018, he was honoured with an animated film based on his life called Sergeant Stubby, An American Hero. If you like this video, don't miss the story of Smokey, the hero dog from World War II. Tell us,
Smokey.
do you know any other dogs that made history? Leave us a comment if so, and we'll see you next time.
Let's see the puppy that became a hero.
In the 1940s, there was a little dog named Smokey who...
You know what he looks like? Oh God, what's it called? From what's that? You know, from Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the yellow brick bird. Follow, 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 follow. He looks like the guy from Wizard of Oz, the dog. What's his name? Yeah. Toto! He does! He kind of looks like Toto, doesn't he? Yeah. Really interesting. Yeah. Am I wrong? Yeah, it kind of looks like Toto. Cute.
He saved hundreds of soldiers during World
How
War
did he
II,
do it?
becoming
How does
a
he do
hero
it?
dog in the process.
Oh, he's so
In
cute!
this Animal Wise video, we provide all the details of this incredible story.
Oh, what a cute puppy.
Smokey's beginnings. In March 1944, a GI posted to the United States Army Air Corps in New Guinea found a tiny Yorkshire Terrier.
Oh,
After
I
realizing the
found
dog was
him.
abandoned, the soldier decided to sell her, which is how she ended up in the hands of Bill Wynn, a 22-year-old corporal who named her Smokey. From
Oh,
that
so
moment on,
cute.
the soldier and the dog began their adventures in which they survived.
Wait, let me read
Smokey.
this. Local hound meets distinguished guest. Smokey, a miniature Yorkshire Terrier who served for 2 years in the Pacific as a 5th Air mascot, paid a visit yesterday to Chicago's underprivileged dogs at the Anti-Cruelty Society. Oh, that's
From that
lovely.
moment on, the soldier and the dog began their adventures in which they survived airstrikes, typhoons, and over a dozen combat missions together.
Oh, wow.
They were inseparable.
No,
Wynn was also
Smokey!
able to finagle a special permit so that Smokey could accompany him always, even training her to help in missions.
Smokey, no!
Crucial
Don't put him
On
on...
one campaign,
Sorry, I
American
shouldn't laugh because that's kind of cruel to make a dog do that. I just was expecting to see him in a parachute. That does not look real. That's crazy.
commanders ran into a major problem. Engineers were building an airbase, but they couldn't connect a 22-meter-long telegraph cable between 2 points connected by a large pipeline. It was only 20 centimeters in diameter, and the only way to lay the lines was to do the work by hand. This required dozens of men to dig ditches to lay the cables underground. This work was extremely dangerous, and it left men exposed to enemy attacks.
Oh, wow.
Smokey's collaboration. Due to the difficulty of the job, they decided to enlist Smokey's help. They sent her through the pipe with a kite string tied to her collar. This string could be used to thread the cables between the pipeline. On the other side of the pipe was Smokey's best friend, Corporal Wynn, who called for her to run along. Finally, Smokey managed to get to the other side and the communication network was established.
That's so
Thanks
lovely.
to her, around 250 men
Oh,
were
was that
saved
him?
from seriously endangering their lives. Therapy dog. Laying cable was not Smokey's only great feat. She also became one of the first therapy dogs for wounded soldiers. It all started when Wynn contracted dengue fever and was transferred to the hospital. His friends took Smokey to see him, and upon seeing the dog, nurses asked if they could take her to visit other wounded soldiers.
That's
During
lovely.
the days that Wynn was in the hospital, Smokey slept
That's
with him
an
in the
old
evening.
man. Yeah, but I was thinking maybe that was Smokey's owner when he was older. It's only World War II this was in.
With nurses taking her to see other patients during the day. Wynn and Smokey began to be recognized elsewhere and toured hospitals to aid in the recovery of soldiers.
Oh,
Finally,
Smokey.
Smokey retired in 1955 and died 2 years later
he
at the age of
retired.
14.
Oh,
Almost 50 years later, on Veterans Day 2005, a life-size bronze sculpture of Smokey sitting in a soldier's helmet was erected. The sculpture was based on the same site where Smokey was buried.
Oh.
Tell us what you thought of this story. If you liked
Rest
it and
in
want to know more
peace,
about Smokey's
Smokey.
adventures, we recommend the book Yorkie Doodle Dandy, written by Bill Wynn himself.
Oh.
In it, you will discover all their adventures they had together.
Oh, their
And if you want to
adventures.
continue learning fascinating animal stories, Here we share a video about the cat that helped solve a murder.
Whoa, cat who helped solve a murder? That's crazy. But if you think about it, animals have been helping people for a very, very long time, you know? A very, very long time. And, you know, now there's dogs on the police force and other things very similar to that. So it's really amazing that, that we realize that animal companions can be so incredibly helpful and intelligent and lovely. I don't know. I don't know why it makes me kind of want to cry. I don't know, like thinking about it, because like it's just so lovely how amazing these little guys are, and how lucky we are to share this planet with them. You know, it's really just it's really lovely and just fantastic. You know. Sorry. It's really, really lovely. Oh my gosh. I love animals so much. I love doggies so much. And it's really amazing to see this, you know. It's really, really lovely. Little man is a lovely rabbit too. I bet he would have helped on the war as well. Cats were self-domesticated? Oh, really? Let's see if I can find something. The self-domestication of cats. Let's see. Everything makes you want to cry, Giggles. No, it doesn't. That's not true. Everything doesn't make me want to cry. I don't know. It's like a happy cry. It's not like a sad cry. It's like it's like a thankful cry. I don't know. Like, isn't it just so amazing? Like, we should all be so thankful that we share, like, this planet with such beautiful animals. It's like, we're really blessed, you know? Yeah, it's a happy cry, not a sad cry. It's just such a pure and beautiful thing having little doggies and fellows help in the wartime. It's really, really lovely. Let's see. How cats domesticated themselves. Let's see.
How cats domesticated themselves. So, before humans settled down, there were wild cats everywhere. Okay, maybe not everywhere, but there were 5 main groups: Europe, China, Central Asia, South Africa, and the Middle East. Anyways, humans hunted and gathered for a while until some of us came to the Fertile Crescent and learned farming. It was hard to grow crops elsewhere, but this land was especially good for agriculture, so we learned pretty quickly here. Anyways, now we suddenly had a ton of food, so we decided to just stay in one place. We actually had so much grains and crops that we started making special buildings just for storing food. We called them silos now, but
like
they were probably
silos.
called like Ooga Booga House back then. As all the food was centralized in one place, it made it easier to attack. Man, I really disagree with the current government's policies. I wish I could do something about it. Well, you could boycott, strike, or riot. Or I can take a dump in the Ooga Booga house.
True.
Human attacks were easier to defend from, but a worse threat were mice. When they started eating grains, humans tried to keep them out. They probably tried to chase them down, left a little food trap, or hired a hitman. Man, I really don't agree with the humans' morals. Like, they pet one animal and eat another. Like, look, all I eat is grains. See? Humans did have dogs, but they were more defensive than offensive. And since the mice weren't a direct threat to humans, they were left alone. Now, there was a genetic group of wild cats near each of the first civilizations: Mesopotamia, India, and China.
The Egyptians
but the Indian
loved the
cats were
cats.
across the Himalayas, and the Chinese mountain cats were too feral, just like their people. This just left the Middle Eastern cats with Mesopotamia. Now, generally, wild cats like to go for smaller targets, like frogs, birds, Roombas, and of course,
mice.
rodents. Eventually, wild cats showed up due to the abundance of food. No, not that food, this food. And it wasn't always in silos. There were mice that ate trash on the outskirts of the village, which made wild cats more likely to venture closer to humans. And it was perfect, because cats have a primarily meat diet, so they don't eat stuff like wheat and barley.
Obligate
Kind
carnivores.
of. Over time, humans and wildcats became more comfortable around each other. Around this time, some people started taking baby wildcats into their house as...
Because it's funny, like, but I'm the same with mice, though. Because, like, I've seen little baby mice before, and I'm like, ooh, hello, and I want to go and give him a kiss, even though like I know he's a mean old mouse and he probably would bite me. I'm just like, oh, hello, and I want to give him a pat and take him into my house. And such like a human thing to see like a tiny like fluffy thing and be like, oh, hello, let me place you in my home and take care of you. It's so funny. By this logic, raccoons should have self-domesticated. Well, it's funny you say that because I don't know, I would have domesticated a raccoon too. Or a skunk. Okay, if skunk weren't so tinky, I would totally domesticate them. They're so cute. I love skunks. I love baby skunks. They're really, really cute.
Pets and rodent catchers. Honey, open your present. Let's see what you got. Okay. But they became friendlier over time.
Oh, thank you for following.
Then why are they so similar to their original feline cousins?
Hey,
like
friendship.
dogs came from wolves, and look how different they look now. Well, that's
Yeah,
because
they
these
look
early cats were
different.
set free and ended up mating with their wildcat cousins. This helped keep their feral
Oh.
side even after living with humans. Eventually, as
They are
each
a bit
civilization
feral.
traded with each other, the Middle Eastern cats spread everywhere. These other civilizations also accepted them as they kept the rodents out. Eventually, the Middle Eastern cats were friendly enough that there was no need for the other 4 types. Hey, get out of here,
No.
boy. We don't need your kind around here. But even today, house cats remain genetically very similar to wild cats.
That's
Seriously, the only
interesting.
difference is that they have a wider variety of coats, like unlucky black cats, weird gray cats,
like gray
and dumb
cats.
orange cats. They
Orange
tolerate
cats are
humans,
cute.
but are not domesticated. But all this is from the human perspective. What about the cat's POV? Oh, well, they see less colors. But felines don't have a complex social structure. It's literally just like colony members and outsiders. There's
Yes,
no
they
leaders or
see us
followers.
as
They have
kind of
territories, but they also
cats.
have neutral grounds where they go to just chill. Like sometimes mothers will share kittens and raise them together. As there was a lot of food in the human settlements, these areas became the neutral ground. And humans actually ended up eventually taking the responsibility of raising kittens. We also fed and took care of the cats, which made them have a more kitten-like relationship with us. Rubbing against our legs, meowing, making biscuits. These are all traditionally
when I
kitten
make
behaviors. Like they
biscuits.
meow just at humans, not even at each other. And their social structure makes them harder to train as well. Like wolves hunt, sleep, and chill in packs. But cats hunt alone, so they're less social. Hey, stop that. Bad cat. Bad cat. And being more independent, they ended up semi-domesticating themselves.
Yeah, because they kind of see us as like big cats, if that makes sense. And it's interesting when you see this because if you've ever been around like lions before or tigers, like really big cats, wild cats, they will act the exact same way as the cats that we live with. It's really interesting. They'll roll on their back and put their hands in the air and they'll play with other cats the same as they would with like a little cat. It's really, really interesting. They'll want milk from you. They'll probably want a little cuddle maybe. They will enjoy a little scratch. It's really cool, actually. Well, I mean, you've seen people that have raised lions and stuff like their own. But just the same as like if you're raising your own cat and that cat sometimes does not want to be petted and will attack you. It's the same as lions, and that just means that there's a lot more at stake if the cat is not in a good mood. That's kind of the similar thing. To this day, I insist that we did not domesticate the dog because it was useful to us. We just saw a puppy and it was our baby and the rest is history. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a, again, as I said, it's such a human thing being like, ooh, cat. Ooh, dog. Ooh, I like him. I like him. Ooh. Yay. I'm gonna give him a cuddle. It's so cute. So cute. Alright, let's see. Actually, I'll show you. Lion acting like a cat, which is interesting because they are big cats. They're just literally big cats. But I'll show you what I mean. Big cats like boxes too. Let's watch this. Domestic cats like boxes. But what about big cats? They're exactly the same. That's Joseph, I think. That's so cute. Ooh! You bungee. Look at him. They're exactly the same. They're big cuties. Oh, that's nice. Oh, what a cutie. He doesn't know what to do. Look at him. Oh, I love these kinds of cats. They're so cute. Look at him. Oh, that's Rusty out here. A leopard. Oh, no, not a leopard. Oh, kinda. Oh, no, these are leopards. That's like an ocelot. Yeah, they're just babies. So brain, that's the baby instinct. Our young takes way too long to be self-reliant, and there's a hindrance for more than a decade. So evolutionarily speaking, we need a reason to care for them. Yeah. So our brain evolved to find them cute and massively overcompensated. So now everything is baby. That's so true. Oh! That was a shovel. Oh. Ooh, look! They're exactly the same. Look at them. Wait, let's watch another. This is a big cat rescue. I've seen a couple of their things before. They make really cute content. And they're still posting. Let's see. Oh, lion and tiger playtime. Let's see. Oh, look, they love each other. Aren't animals so beautiful? And they play just like kitties. Rah, rah, rah. It's crazy to see them, seeing them be like this. Because if you've ever been around lions, they're always asleep. Just like the little kitties are always sleeping. They get tucked out real quick. Look, he's all tucked out now. Oh, no, he's not. I gotta go. Whoa! Look at that big mane. You know just how little cats have like climbing posts? They have the same things for enrichment. I don't know what they're doing. Aww. My favorite thing about big cats, I think, is their huge oversized like paws. Yeah, they're playing chasey. Wait, what? I don't know if you're taking submission. I'll watch that. Hang on. Art, Urwa, and type a love is scratch. Scratch. Wow, we cannot type today. Let's see. Oh, Zeus Victoria. I should be okay to watch this. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Aha! Oh. Now he likes that. I love him. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, he loves that. Oh, look at his nose. Oh, he likes that. That nose. It's like a little trunk. Ooh, ooh, there he goes. You silly snoot, yeah. Ooh. It almost seems like it's got a trunk-like mechanism, almost like used as a secondary thing to get the food into their mouths or something. That's so cute. I like that one. I like that video. Yeah. I like him. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. A Tapir, that's the fellow we saw. You want to see this one? It's only 3 minutes.
Here are true facts about the tapir. When all of the animals heard that Mrs. Tapir was going extinct, they decided to pay her a visit and see if they could offer some advice.
That's the fellow we
Tiger
just
was
saw.
first, and she said, "You have such lovely stripes when you're a baby. You should keep them when you grow up. Then people might pay more attention to you." Tapir looked up from her paper and said, "Oh, stripes are a bit childish, don't you think? I mean, for a baby it's fine, but adults need to be taken more seriously." Said Tiger. "I have stripes and people take me seriously. You know what I did yesterday? I chased down an antelope and I ate its intestines while it was still alive.
Whoa!
It started to scream, so I bit off its face."
Ah!
"Oh, silly Tiger," said Tapir, but it was obvious
He
that she'd
didn't
already
say
gone
that.
back to clipping coupons. Next came Pig, and Pig said, "You're chubby, Tapir, but you should get fat, like really fat. I'm fat and humans love me." Tapir paused. "But they eat you."
True.
Pig nodded knowingly and said, "6 of one, half dozen of the other." Tapir said, "I don't think you know what that means, Pig." But Pig smiled a knowing smile and replied, "YOLO,"
Oh.
and then farted and backed out of the
No,
room,
he did
making
not
a
say
low
that.
"ooh" sound to seem mysterious. Next
He
came
did not.
Elephant. "Tapir, you should grow out that trunk of yours like I did."
Yeah, he's got a little trunk. That's what
Tapir
I
said,
thought.
"Gosh, no offense, but I've had work done to get it to this size. Any bigger and it's just embarrassing." "Embarrassing," said the Elephant. "You know what I just did? Sucked water from a kiddie pool without bending my knees, drank half of it, took a crap, and used the rest like a portable bidet." "What's a bidet?" Tapir asked, but then quickly regretted the question when the live demo ensued. Circus Bear came next and said, "Tapir, I think I have the solution. Entertainment. Come, let me see that smile." And Tapir smiled, and Bear said, "Let's walk back from the smiling. Can you do any tricks?" Tapir shrugged. "Well, I've never thought silly hobbies were very appropriate for a grown tapir, but I do have one trick." And Bear clapped. "Let's see it," he said.
Oh,
"All right."
I like him.
Oh my.
Hi. Hello.
Is that? Oh, okay. Yep, there's the trick. Well, I don't think this is suitable for my audience, but I do know some bears that run a live webcam show that might be interested.
What?
Tapir blushed. "Well,
Not
I don't
again.
use the internet. Crosswords are plenty enough thrill for me." Bird came next, but Bird's an idiot, so we won't talk about him. Hippopotamus, on the other hand,
like
said, "Tapir,
hippopotamus.
I heard you can swim. You should hang out with us and be the badasses of the waterhole. People love that stuff."
Oh, I love that noise he made.
Tapir smiled. "Not to brag, but I've done a bit of water ballet in my day.
No,
and
he
I'm
didn't.
no stranger to a good paddling." Hippo frowned. "That isn't really badass, Tapir. Yesterday I had to kill a crocodile that bit my ass."
No.
"Well," said Tapir,
It's really cool
that kind
doing
of
water
roughhousing
ballet.
isn't allowed in the water. Besides, I wouldn't be comfortable in a bathing suit all day anyway." And
Oh, guys, guess what? When I was younger, I did synchronized swimming, or at least I tried for one class. So not really. But I got too upset because I couldn't hold my breath for long enough under the water. So I almost did water ballet for a little bit. And me and my sister, when we were little, something that we did that was actually kind of dangerous that I didn't realize. When we were little, I think it's like probably pretty normal for like when you're a kid, like you take baths with your siblings. Me and my sister would take baths together, and we would put the water really high, and we would like take turns putting our head like under the water and counting to see who could like hold their breath the longest in the water. And like I would try so hard to hold my breath because I thought if I keep practicing holding my breath underwater, I'm gonna get really good, and then I'm gonna be able to like swim underwater like a mermaid, like super good. So yeah, I feel like honestly, like I probably got some brain damage from that. I don't know, but yeah, we probably both did. But but yeah, it's yeah, it was really bad. One time, me and my sister decided we thought it would be a really smart idea. We're like, oh well, the thing that stops us from breathing underwater or learning to put our heads underwater is that like we like keep putting our heads up. So what we need to do is like I was like to my sister, the best thing you should do is like, what if you like hold my head underneath the water so I can hold my breath for longer? Because it's probably a mental thing. And my sister's like, okay. So we took turns putting our head under the water and holding each other's breath until like we'd have to put our hands up like to say, hey, like I feel like I'm not gonna be able to do it anymore. It's like so dangerous. I can't believe we did that. And I spoke to my sister about this the other day. I was like, do you remember when we used to do this? And she did, and she's like, that's so bad, isn't it? We like laughed about it. It's so terrible. We also used to eat the bubbles in the bath. And not only me, but also my sister. We'd eat the bubbles in the bath. We'd put it with like, we got in really big trouble for doing that. We also got in trouble for holding our heads underneath the water. Also, something that I used to do is in the bath, I would like make my Barbies. I had like Barbies and I had Polly Pockets, and I would put my Barbies in the water as like and pretend they were like mermaids. But the thing is, I didn't tell my mom. It was like secret. I had a secret Barbie that I'd put in the bath and pretend she was like a mermaid. I didn't realize that the head of it probably would go like moldy because it would keep like the water in the head, because the heads of Barbies are hollow, if you didn't know. So the water would get stuck in the head and it would go moldy. But like one day I was like, oh, it actually tastes kind of good, like eating the eating the head of the Barbie. So sometimes I'd like chew on the head of the Barbie because it was like kind of tasty. And I realized now I was probably kind of eating mold or something. Yeah, so that's probably why I turned out the way that I did. If any of you guys have kids, please make sure that your kids do not have Barbies in the bath. And please make sure if you have 2 kids and you put them in the bath together, please check on them and make sure they're not holding each other's hands underneath the water because they're having breath holding competitions, just in case they're on the same mental, they're at the same mental ability as me. Just make sure. Yeah. I used to be awful about chewing on pencils. I chew them into splinters. Have you ever had like ice creams before, like the popsicles that go on the sticks? I'd always eat the sticks and pretend that I was a beaver after. Pretend I was like a beaver or something. I don't know. There's something like super tasty about it's like the forbidden fruit. You know what I mean? Like it's a super forbidden fruit thing to have something that you're not supposed to eat. Like I don't know, like anything really. Yeah. You did the same? I spoke about this many times before. Something else I did is I would like in the summertime as a kid, I would always eat like mandarins or they're called clementines, and I would peel the clementine / mandarin / orange things and eat it. But then I'd be on the couch because I'd be like watching cartoons and I'd be like too tired to go put the food in like the peel in the bin. So I would just eat the peel. That was probably a bit silly of me, wasn't it? It was bitter, but I forced myself to eat it because I'm like, I don't want to have to get up and go to the bin. I was like very lazy. I ended up kind of liking it, even if it was bitter. Like, you'd think because of me trying to eat bitter orange peel, like, I would be better eating, like, bitter and, like, spicy foods, but I'm not. Like, one time I accidentally put pepper on my food instead of salt, and I was really upset because it ruined it because it was, like, too spicy because it was pepper. Can't deal with pepper. Yeah. Did you know the horses were domesticated originally for milking, not riding? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, a little zesty, if you will. What'd you say for me to look into, Champy? Hang on a second. Look up. Wojtek the bear? Let's see. Let's see. The story? Okay, let's see.
In 1942, a band of Polish soldiers recently released from prisons and work camps stumbled upon an unlikely mascot, a brown bear cub. Enamored with his antics and friendly personality,
I like
the troops
him.
took on the cub as one of their own.
Aww.
The bear grew and the war progressed. As the men ventured into combat, Wojtek the military bear served right by their sides, distinguishing himself enough to become an official part of the Polish military forces.
Oh, that's so
Today on
sweet!
Weird History, we're going to find out about Wojtek, the bear who went to war. But before we get started, take a minute to subscribe to the Weird History channel.
Yeah, this
and let
channel
us
is
know
called
which
Weird
crazy
History if
historic
you'd like to
animals you would
subscribe.
like to hear about. Now let's crawl out of hibernation and head back to World War II.
Any Polish champions here?
On September
How do you
1st
feel?
of 1939, Poland was invaded by German military forces from the north and from the west. On September 17th, Poland was invaded by Soviet forces from the east.
That's a very
As a
Polish
result
thing
of the
to have a bear
invasions, more than
mascot.
400,000 Polish prisoners were sent to work camps in Siberia. This double whammy on Poland was made possible by the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact, a pact which fell apart when Hitler directed German forces to invade the Soviet Union in 1941. Not one to take a double cross very well, Stalin ordered Soviet troops to release those same Polish soldiers taken prisoner a few years earlier to join the fight against Germany. As these Polish troops made their way out of Siberia and into Iran, they met a young shepherd. The shepherd carried with him a sack, and in that sack he kept a Syrian brown bear cub. Makes carting around your Shih Tzu in a purse seem kind of lame, doesn't it?
Yeah,
The
it's
bear
kind of
was an
like that,
orphan.
isn't it?
His mother had been killed by hunters.
Dogs in
The
purses.
playful spirit of the cub won the troops over, and they made a trade with the shepherd. The newly adopted bear left his old life to go on an adventure with Polish troopers in World War II.
Oh,
The
that's so
fighting men
cool.
gave their new friend the name Wojtek, which means joyful soldier.
That's lovely. Yeah, brown
A brown
bears are
bear in the
nice.
ranks of soldiers tends to stick out. A Syrian brown bear is a rather small bear, at least as far as bears go.
Yeah.
As an adult, they can measure up to 4.5 feet long from nose to
cute!
tail and weigh up to 550 pounds.
I love
Their
bears, they're
fur
so
is light
silly.
brown, closer to the color of straw. The hair between their shoulder blades is often a different shade from the rest of their body, sometimes appearing as a dark stripe. And it is the only bear species known to have white claws.
Cool.
Very stylish, but boy do they show dirt.
He thought he was human? Well, I guess he grew up with humans,
the bulk
right?
of the responsibilities to care for the brown bear cub fell on two men, essentially his adoptive parents, Dmitra Shaluga and Henryk Zakarowicz. Henryk, in particular, formed a close bond with the bear.
Aww.
In most of the films and pictures that exist of Wojtek, Henryk can always be seen nearby. Apparently,
Aww.
Wojtek had a helicopter parent.
A
In the wild,
helicopter
Syrian
parent. I
brown
would
bear eats
too.
fruits, berries, seeds, plants, grasses, nuts, grubs, and small mammals.
No!
If particularly peckish, he will eat cultivated grains and livestock. The military was ill-equipped to care for a bear cub, so the troops made do with what they had. Wojtek was initially fed condensed milk from a bottle.
Aww.
But as he grew, his tastes expanded to include, well, basically anything that was available. Not a real foodie.
Look at
The
him.
larger Wojtek got, the more bold he became to roam around the camp's kitchen, scrounging up a snack. In the rare moments when his military family wasn't doing military things like packing, moving, working, or fighting, Wojtek was always up for mixing it up with his human friends. Whether
Aww.
Wojtek was entertaining the troops or the troops were entertaining Wojtek is hard to say. In any event, he threw back beers like one of the boys.
What?
But
Really?
big talk over beers was not Wojtek's style. He was a bear of action. The larger he grew, the more he enjoyed wrestling. The
Wrestling?
brown bear loved to roughhouse with men.
What?
Though it was a rare soldier who was brave enough to earnestly tussle with Wojtek. No troops ever got seriously injured, but it was common for a wrestling match to end with someone's body getting scratched or someone's clothes getting shredded. And that
Aww.
someone was never Wojtek. Perhaps that's why most of the men prefer to watch from the sidelines. As a side note, a friend who urges you to wrestle with a bear may not be your friend.
True.
Wojtek's behavior
He
was
likes a
influenced by his peer
party.
group, who happened to be war-hardened men with advanced skills in carousing. It's a
Oh.
tough environment for an impressionable young bear.
Yeah,
Wojtek
poor
adopted their habits
guy.
and fit right in. He had his own mug that he used to drink beer and wine from. And when it was empty, Wojtek
Oh
would
no,
look
that's not
mournfully
good.
at
They
the
shouldn't have
cup
given
until
him
it was
that. That's
refilled.
sad.
He also
Is-
begged for cigarettes, though he insisted someone lit them.
No,
before
he
would accept.
didn't. No, he
Typically, After
didn't.
one puff, Wojtek would swallow it whole.
No, he didn't.
Come to where the flavor is.
That's not true. Are you? Is this all true?
When the troops arrived in Palestine, they were organized into the 22nd Transport Company, Artillery Division,
did?
Polish Second Corps.
What?
The men, however, would not abandon Wojtek, who was immediately adopted as the company mascot. But it wasn't just a symbolic gesture.
Aw.
Wojtek was part of the team.
He should take
One
me.
evening, while the camp was asleep, a thief crept into the compound.
Does he go
looking
to
for
sleep in
something
a
to
bed
steal.
too? Like, what does he
Unfortunately for
do?
him, he awoke Wojtek, who rose to investigate. With a massive brown bear
Oh.
lumbering towards him, the frightened thief, understandably, forgot he was a thief. He made such a clatter that he woke the troops, and he was quickly apprehended. As a reward for his vigilance, Wojtek was given a bottle of beer.
No,
Hey,
don't give
barkeep,
him
how about a
that.
bottle of suds for my furry friend over there? When he was young, Wojtek traveled with the company from site to site in whatever cab of whatever truck had room. But as Wojtek grew, he tipped the scale at 500 pounds, and it was
Don't
harder to find
shame
any
him.
vehicle that had
Don't
room for
shame
him to ride
him.
shotgun. So he was upgraded to one of the company's recovery trucks. A recovery truck is like a tow truck, but military-sized and used to move tanks. For Wojtek, it was a traveling home, like an RV built for a bear. He spent his trips
Oh.
lounging on the recovery truck's bed and alleviating his boredom by climbing the crane to get a view of the surroundings.
No, I shouldn't be having a bear. No, not
Wojtek
good for
wasn't the only
bears.
animal who accompanied soldiers in the Second World War, although he likely was the only bear on the battlefield. Some animals, like anti-tank dogs, served
Aw.
grim but useful purposes, while others were
No.
brought to battle as a mascot.
That's
Whenever
not
he
nice.
encountered other animals, Wojtek was always friendly. The
Oh,
soldiers
he's
of the 22nd
kind.
Transport
He's
Company loved
kind.
to talk about the encounters between Wojtek and Kasia the
Oh.
monkey and Kirkuk the dog, two of the war's most famous animal combatants. Consider them the A-list celebrity animals of the day.
What? No, that's not true.
Wojtek never suffered a bullet or shrapnel wound, but he did encounter a
Shrapnel.
life-threatening injury.
Oh,
Wojtek was once
no.
stung on the nose by a scorpion.
That's
Such an injury is
terrible.
often lethal. In fact, his friend Kirkuk the dog succumbed to a scorpion sting.
Oh, that's
Wojtek's
horrible.
friend Henrik was beside himself. He refused to leave the bear's side, doing all in his power to help nurse Wojtek back to
Oh,
health.
No.
For the first day and a half, the situation was critical, and it
Poor
looked as if
baby.
Wojtek might not make it. The soldiers feared the worst. But Wojtek fought back, and against all odds,
Oh.
overcame the scorpion's venom. Within days, he was back to his carousing ways.
Oh, that's so lovely.
As the 22nd Transport Company
was
received their assignment and was
okay.
sent to the Italian battlefront in 1943, Wojtek had to be left behind in Palestine due to regulations that prohibited animals in combat. An active war front is typically not an ideal place for a bear, but Wojtek was not a typical bear.
He's a cool
To get
bear.
around the regulation, Wojtek was officially enlisted in the Polish army. He
Really?
was even given his own paycheck, rank, and serial number.
What?
This
He's
helped
got a
ensure his
paycheck?
participation was recorded, and the world knew under which flag Wojtek served.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Though there was confusion and likely a bit of aggravation about transporting a bear to the Italian battlefront, the Polish troops eventually got their way.
That's good. Oh.
In Italy, there were a series of fortifications known as the Winter Line. In 1944, the Germans held the western portion of that line.
Okay,
And the
listen,
Allies
you know what?
determined
I'll
that
just say
breaking through
quickly.
that line-
I've never been more interested in war things in my entire life until I saw that there's animals in the war. Is that stupid? Is that stupid? Not that I don't care. Like, I think it's important to learn about these kinds of things. I know how important it is to learn about our history and everything. However, I've never been more interested in it in my life than hearing about all the animals that are in it. I mean, it's really kind of difficult though. I feel like it's kind of like it's hard. It's really hard. Because I don't know how to explain it. It's like kind of like a dichotomy between me feeling happy that animals are so helpful and intelligent towards humans. However, it's kind of sad to see a wild animal's life being used for these kinds of things because I feel like they don't really necessarily have a say. And I feel like it cannot be very fair, as well as a lot of testing that there's done on animals. I think it's important because, you know, how else are we going to have medicine and certain things for animals? But also, I feel sad that they're used for that purpose. It's like, there's some things that I absolutely do not agree with, such as people that have sent animals into space. I think that's unnecessary and stupid and cruel. But yeah, for this kind of thing, I feel like it could be comparable to maybe animals that are used on the police force, or, you know, I don't know if they're still even used these days in, you know, warfare or whatever, but it's hard, you know, it's hard. It's very cute to learn about it, but I guess it's also good to remember that, you know, it's also kind of sad that an animal was used for these purposes, you know? I guess it's good to think about it. It shouldn't be something to be like, oh yeah, this is all good, you know? Because it's not something that should be like a normalized thing. Like, for example, like, it's cute that there was a little fellow, but it's not like the Polish military then needs to get a whole lineup of brown bears either. You know what I mean? Yeah. They used to use elephants in battle. Yeah, I think that's cruel and unnecessary. But they also used horses in battle, and I guess that's just the way that they used vehicles because they didn't have the same amount of technology and industrial stuff or blah blah blah. So I guess it's hard. It's just a product of its time, I suppose, even if it's kind of sad. They needed a way to transport somehow, you know?
And near a rocky hill known as Monte Cassino would give them access to the Italian capital of Rome. Atop the hill was an abbey
I've been to
that had
Rome.
been converted into a fearsome stronghold. The abbey ultimately withstood 3 assaults before the Allies drove its inhabitants backwards into Rome. During one of these assaults, Wojtek's pal Henrik, serving as an artillery spotter, pulled forward into battle and had to leave his bear friend behind.
Oh no.
Left among the men who armed and manned the guns, Wojtek refused to sit idly by.
Oh.
Mimicking the behavior of the soldiers around him, Wojtek began to lift massive crates of ammunition and carry them towards the cannons,
Oh, wow.
disregarding the gunfire and making himself useful throughout the assault.
Wow.
By
That's
the
so
time
interesting.
Monte Cassino was in the hands of the Allies, more than 70,000 men on both sides had lost their lives. When the chaos of battle settled, the troops were able to rest, and word of Wojtek's exploits spread. His fearless actions and loyalty in battle made him a hero among the 22nd Transport Company. In honor of Wojtek's deeds, the official seal of the 22nd Transport Company was changed to feature Wojtek marching towards cannon fire, a shell in each hand.
That's beautiful.
The logo was then featured prominently on vehicles, uniforms, and the like.
Is it still used
After
today?
the war, the 22nd Transport Company moved to rural Scotland, where they were stationed at an airfield near the village of Hutton. The soldiers Wojtek had spent the previous 3 years following into battle were restationed or sent home. One by one, they came to say goodbye to their furry friend. Wojtek's battle adventures were ending, but his time in the spotlight was just beginning.
Ooh.
Word spread that there was a Syrian brown bear nearby, and Wojtek became a local celebrity among the Scottish people. He was profiled in stories, visited by locals, and inducted into
Well,
local
how nice
organizations
of
such as the
that.
Polish-Scottish Association.
That's nice.
In 1947, Wojtek left the military. Rising from his initial rank as private, he was discharged as a corporal.
Oh,
He retired to the Edinburgh Zoo.
la-di-da.
There, he enjoyed a good life as beloved celebrity, doing an occasional interview and appearing on a local children's show from time to time.
Oh,
As the years wore on, Wojtek was never forgotten by his
he
army
looks so
pals, and
pleased
was
in that
visited by the
photograph.
Polish soldiers he had served with. His 82-year-old Polish veteran, Augustin Karolewski, described his reunion with Wojtek. As soon as I mentioned his name, he would sit on his backside and shake his head, wanting a cigarette. Still one of the boys.
Still
In the
one of the
wild, Syrian
boys.
brown bears live between 20 and 25 years. Wojtek, for all his adventures, lived to a ripe age of 21 and
Oh,
passed
wow.
away in 1963. So what do you think? Would you want
That's
to
so
have a bear
lovely.
in your unit? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from
That's really lovely that he lived a long and happy life despite all of his adventures. Despite all of his lovely adventures. That's really nice. Do they have any videos of him? Or do I just have photographs? I like him. I like that they at least have photographs. Oh, look at him saluting! That's so lovely. Oh, that's really nice. I like that story. He's still one of the boys. I think it's all just black and white photos. Well, it's really cool that they're still in that they still have photos and everything of them. That's really cool. Yeah, I think there's lots of different kinds of fellows around here then. Yeah. Photo of the little bear. Dolly the sheep. Oh, I don't know if we can watch many more of these. It's kind of tricky because I don't want to like... Some of them may be a little sad, you know, some of these, but, you know, it's alright every now and again. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Let me just stretch. Hmm. Ugh. Ah. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Well, I think I may end the stream for now, but I will finish off here. Thank you so much everyone for coming. And I had a really fun time hanging out with you all today. Thank you so much for coming to my stream. Let me just get rid of this and snaz over to the next screen. Here we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, let me put my BGM back on. But yeah, that's enough videos for today. But I just wanted to check in with everybody. How's everyone been doing today? Has everyone been doing good and having a nice humble day? Hope everyone's having a good day today. Thank you for streaming. Yeah, of course, always. Oh. Yeah, Anzac Day was humble. Yeah, it was a good day. That was a good day. I had a lot of Anzac biscuits with English breakfast tea. Oh, that's nice. That's very humble. Stretch. Ah. I mean, if you would like to... try the Anzac biscuits, there's lots of recipes out there. Yeah, I guess it would depend on, like, what kind of, one you want to make. There's a lot of historical recipes and stuff that you can make, you know? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, well, I would like to be part of the war and be a friend. Yeah. I'm finishing up a YouTube video making for a friend. Oh, that's really nice. Ostrich. But yeah, thank you guys for coming today to my stream, and I had a really fun time. But anyway, I guess I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for coming. I hope that you'll have a good day and everything today. This is great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Alright. See you guys later. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you guys for coming. But you know, I have things to do. I got places to see, so I better head off now. Thank you very much for coming. Bye, everyone. Bye.